Oh, I thought he's just been quiet this whole time. Poor thing. Oh, I thought
The
he's
stream can hear
yes.
us.
If you've been talking, then yes, we can't hear you.
I have not been talking. I'm running a little bit late tonight, and I decided we would just grab the whole show and shove it straight online without any prep or warning.
Yeah, so Ben, we can hear you on stream, but we can't hear you in Discord.
Oh, is that a fact?
Oh.
Oh, so okay. Testing
Uh-oh.
1, 2, 3.
There we go.
There we
And there it is.
Stand by while I learn how to do this all over again from scratch.
And wipe the egg off your face, yeah.
Newborn child. All right, how about now? Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hello,
sir.
yes.
Okay, so let me just recap the last 5 minutes of conversation that you guys didn't hear. I was asking questions about the Sirenscape stuff. I was asking questions about if there's a way I could make you a co-DM, Loco. I also, the first thing I heard when I jumped into the chat was, hooray! Because I guess Loco was just testing out some sounds, and I was like, oh yes, raucous applause and cheering. That's exactly what it sounded like, yes. And so I was having like a full-on conversation, and you guys were ignoring me. And
Oh no!
I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna start the stream because
You know what? You all get inspiration.
it's mean
That
players.
reminds you of high school.
It reminds
Oh,
me of
ignoring you.
no.
it reminds me of just yesterday. As a matter of fact, I
Poor
wrote it down in my
thing.
diary. Ladies and
Dear
gentlemen,
captain's log.
ladies and gentlemen,
Dear
boys and
Captain.
girls, captains and ensigns, children of all ages, and people who ignore their DMs, even though their
Aw.
DMs were on push to talk and could not transmit, even if they tried desperately and
That-
yelled.
That is so sad.
Welcome to Praetor's Rejects. We are nothing if not a professional stream here. And my
We do
my
our
soon to
best.
be
Then we're nothing.
co-DM Loco is gonna be on the ones and twos tonight, playing all those hot little oohs, ahs, and ethnic kissing sounds. Woo! That just make the wheels spin, you know. And I've been asking him to do more of that. Now I'm wondering if the stream can hear those as well, Loco. Are we in a position where you're able to broadcast those?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea.
Okay.
It's going through Discord, so it should.
One of these days, man, we're gonna get together and actually do some testing. Ooh, I like that. For the listening audience that may not be able to hear it, we
I
have
believe
audience
It's
sounds
going through
like
there.
ooh, and then aww. I really hope you guys can hear it out there. I was running a little bit late tonight, so I need to take just a second to change the title.
We're actually not playing D&D. We're playing Magic tonight, guys.
I hope. Yeah. Have you guys downloaded Tabletop Simulator yet?
Oh
Because
boy.
No, I thought we were playing Minecraft tonight.
when I said the table was up, I you know.
I do have Tabletop Simulator, though I haven't used it for anything other than custom puzzles.
Oh yeah. You mean like Jigsaw?
Yeah.
Like Jigsaw puzzles, or Jigsaw puzzles
Yeah.
as in like I want to play a game. Because those are
Why
fun
not both?
puzzles.
Right, I think that we are currently in one of those jigsaw puzzles. But I do the regular old like little jigsaw puzzles at Tabletop Simulator. 'Cause I don't really have anything else to really play with on it.
At the moment, you don't. Funny you should mention
Yeah,
that, but that is a
exactly.
tale for another time. Because tonight we are on episode 7 of Praetor's Gauntlet, which I have affectionately named "Dead Men Roll No Fails."
Oh.
And tonight's cast of characters, it's the same lovable bunch that you guys have been following out there, thousands of viewers in the listening audience and watching audience. Let's get some introductions underway, and we will jump right back onto the map that we know and love, and we've been on it for about 5 minutes. Feels like it's been forever, but it really has only been about 5 or 6 minutes. Let's start with an introduction from Alex. Who are you bringing to the table tonight?
Well, I'm also bringing myself, but my character Yagvin Brabon, who is a Warforged Echo Knight cleric, dwarvenly made, and is can't chug the mug.
Man, he's got a mean mug. That Yagvin. He's got
Yeah,
a mean. He's got
the
jaws of
dwarves in it-
steel.
The
But,
doors in it code the chugging the mug protocol.
that's the thing about the dwarves. They want all the beer for themselves. You're not allowed to have any. You can't drink
Apparently.
on the job when you're defending them while they're passed out on the
No.
floor.
Makes sense.
Now let's talk about someone who can chug the mug. John, what did you bring to the table today?
Bring a Luxodon who can chug with the best of them.
Hell yeah. That trunk was made for chugging,
Tank.
and that's just what he'll do. One of these
I'm
days,
playing-
that trunk is going to chug all over you.
I don't like that. I do not like that. This is a PG stream.
I don't know, man. I feel like we're PG-13. I think the kids can handle a joke like that.
Yeah.
It sounds worse than it actually is. Like, I think
a
you need to get
Nickelodeon
your
joke.
trunk out of the gutter. You know what I'm saying? don't
No,
let your
I want to know what you're saying.
don't let your trunk dangle in the dirt.
John, I'll be playing Edvard Thar, the Luxodon Samurai with psychic powers.
Yes and yes.
And
Oh man, awesome.
I'm going to say the words party kegs before we are done with this gauntlet.
Party keg?
Party
Oh
cake.
no!
Did you just say
forgot
what I
about
think you
that.
just said?
Not on my turn, doesn't count.
Yeah. It also doesn't count unless you actually use the correct command word.
I know, that's why I say the wrong one so you can't use it.
Oh, very clever. Don't think I'm not paying attention. I have a mind like a rusty mousetrap.
I've had a
Oh, boy.
conversation with you before.
Speaking of someone whose mind is not a rusty mousetrap, but is in fact a wellspring of knowledge, let's speak with Loco 1956. Who did you bring to the table today?
Well, against my better judgment, it's... Yeah, what's his name? I don't even know his name anymore. Oh, shut up! Marlin. Yeah, 99-year-old wizard, human. Yeah, he's like most old men. He's just a little bit on the crotchety and cranky side. Oh, yeah? Well, we'll see.
You know, I'm really am enjoying the dynamic between you two, and I really think we're gonna need more of that. I think we're gonna have a scene with Marlin and Loco later tonight. I want to figure out exactly what they're gonna talk about. While I think about that, perhaps Amai can tell us about who she brought to the table tonight.
Hello, I'm Cynthia, aka Amai, most everywhere on the internet. I have Bright, the tiefling lore bard / life cleric, coming in hot with shenanigans and trying to help out as much as she can.
Yeah, you know, I think Bright has a new hobby. I was thinking about it the other day. You know, I say a new hobby because she replaced her old hobby of dragon riding with the hobby for tending to the recently or distantly dead. And that's my fancy segue into the recap. So for those who are just joining us, our players have been in the dungeon here for about 5 minutes, and in that time period, they have managed to get themselves into a world of trouble, and then out of it, and then into an interesting little series of puzzles, and a couple of them involved people who departed this mortal realm and left their corpses behind. There was a little girl who suffered some sort of miserable fate, and Bright, with the help of Yagvin Brabon and Marlin, were able to give her some sort of respite, for which they received something that I call the blessing of Lethander. And now, as we transition over to a map, which I definitely don't have prepared yet, we find ourselves faced with another corpsey situation. Now, give me just a moment while I do some prep work. I wish I had a way to hide these panels, but I don't. Or do I?
Panels?
I think I'll go ahead and take that scene between Loco and Marlin now. If you could have about a 5 or 10 minute conversation with each other while I make adjustments to the map. Give me just a moment here.
Boy, this guy doesn't even know what he's doing, does he?
He certainly does not.
Well, I mean, come on, he's new. Give him a break. Not so bright. Are you planning on helping the group at all? Or are you just gonna keep on, digging in these, dragon heads for the rest of the campaign?
Excuse me, Mr. Marlin. I have not dug into a dragon head in at least a minute, so, you know.
Oh, well, you are to be commended. But,
Plus, I lost my magic stick.
I lost the magic stick.
I lost the magic stick.
Can I?
50 cent pens, anyone?
Damn you, Durnan.
Can I take just a moment? I don't want to take away from this dialogue, but I do want to have a little bit of feedback from the group. Can they tell me if they can hear any music on the stream?
Oh, on the street?
Well, if we're hearing it through Discord, the stream should pick it up, right?
That's what I want to
I don't know.
I guess we're hearing it through Discord. The stream should
Yes,
pick it up, right?
I heard
That's
it.
what I want to.
you could hear it? Okay, cool.
It's very soft,
guess
but
what?
it's
Discord.
there.
Well, that's kind of the way it should be, I think. You don't want to overpower.
Yeah, the volume I'm hearing it at through my headphones sounds just about perfect.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's perfect, I feel like.
So are you done yet?
I'm working.
DM,
I'm
come on,
so
will ya?
close. I'm so
Good
close.
night. You'd think you'd be ready.
I really
You've been
thought I would.
bugging us for 2 days if we're playing or not. Good
Give
grief.
him a break.
No, I ain't giving no one a break. Come on.
I had an emergency. I had a little emergency pop up, and that emergency was my girlfriend wanted the password.
Oh, here we
Apple
go. We're
TV.
gonna blame it on this
And then
Of
she
spouse.
Apple
wanted me to.
TV?
Then she wanted me to buy Paramount Plus so she could watch.
Oh,
TV
shut
shows.
up.
Look,
Come on.
if I
So
didn't,
did you fold?
if I absolutely I did. You know why?
What?
Because she doesn't get to talk to me for the next 3.5 hours.
Fair enough.
Oh, baby.
I tell you what, we'll trade with her.
She could talk to you if she was watching the stream and in the chat.
If I could get her to join the game, it'd be a much better. Never mind.
I was just saying in the chat.
Wait, she's not watching, so
Is she not a fan?
she's definitely not a D&D person at
Oh.
all. She thinks everything I do is stupid.
Well,
Everything
that
you do
makes
is-
2 of us.
Such a nerd.
How
Yep.
dare.
You are. And yet she puts up with you? Damn.
For now.
Well, because he
You know
gets her
why?
Paramount Plus.
Because I get Paramount Plus.
Paramount Plus, man, you should have just gone for the free trial at least.
Daddy gave her the Paramount Plus, and we get to play nerd games here on Praetor's Rejects. All right. I think we're.
She's
just
easily
about done.
happy, huh?
I wouldn't.
Easily amused.
I wouldn't go that far.
I mean, if she watches Paramount
Oh my
Plus, then
gosh.
yes.
Well, if she's with you, that's I can understand that. Yeah.
All right.
So much shade.
Oh.
Marlon's fucking going at Ben.
Oh, I'm sick of this. We're 15
Mr.
minutes
Marlin
late.
is
Come on, will you?
savage.
Good night.
Calm down, Walter.
I don't care. Shut up. Let's play. Okay, I'm back.
Trying to
What's been going on?
Hey, Loco, how's it going?
All right. I was. I had to step out for a sec. What happened?
So glad you're back.
You gotta keep that Marlon guy in check.
Why? What's he been doing?
No.
Just being a crockety old man.
Oh well.
Being a
What do you
Walter.
expect? What do you expect?
Just
That
a
Marlin, he's a
grumpy
good
old
man. He's a good man. I think he's been through a lot.
Yeah, not quite sure what for, but he's a good man.
He's good for a razzing.
Yeah.
If you ever have a wall that needs to be stopped for a few minutes, hey, he's your guy.
Well, he's my guy. Yeah. Okay.
There
Good.
you go.
Certainly
Deadly
putting up walls in our friendship. Anyway, moving on.
I never said you were my friend.
All right,
Oh.
ladies and gentlemen.
That savagery.
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that because I don't feel like crying on the stream tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, it is round 57. And, oh my god, I'm so unprepared. Okay, Bright. Bright, it's your turn. We're professionals. It's your turn, Bright. What do you do? You've had plenty of time to think. What do you do? Tell me right now.
Such professionals. Last I remember, I was looking over this person and trying to see if I could fix or cast a healing spell over them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. You wanted to try to help this person. However, you did determine that he has died. And I think everybody in the group now knows that, man, he seems to be lucky for being dead. he has suffered a most miserable fate.
He sure did pass away. She tried to do something, but he just passed away. Can I... It's been a minute, but...
Yeah,
I would
let me
like
go ahead
to
and
get-
let me go ahead and
I
read
forgot.
I want to read the flavor text one more time, just to set the
Yeah.
scene and bring everybody back to where we're at in the story.
Yeah, because
So-
I remember I rolled a pretty good perception roll last time.
Yeah. So this wall in front of you, it crackles and sparks violently with flashing streaks of lightning that jump across the path. The air positively hums with energy and smells strongly of ozone and scorched copper. Set into the stone is yet another mosaic, which appears to feature a grinning skull. But as soon as you cross the threshold of the wall of sound, the Durnan's funhouse wall of raucous cheers and jeers, a subtle rush of wind breezes past you and down the hallway, and with a dull pop, a humanoid appears from thin air, laying in a heap on top of the mosaic. This poor old man, appears to be on the verge of death. His skin and eyes are sunken in and jaundiced to a pallid yellow, and he seems to be covered in bloody wounds. He whimpers, his breathing ragged and moist, a very death rattle if you've ever heard one. He issues forth a single question with the last ounce of his strength. "What has happened to me?" Before fainting to the ground. The man smells quite foul, and his odor mingles with the smell of the scorched ozone to create a deeply unpleasant stench. And after that, you guys entered the area, and you started perceiving what was going on with this man. The first thing you noticed was the awful, awful stench that he was emanating, and you all had to make constitution saves to resist being essentially poisoned, just utterly sickened by the smell. It's so distracting. And some of you survived that test, and some of you did not. And those who failed have been poisoned for 1 minute. That's 10 rounds. And after dealing with that smell, you were able to lean in and glean some more information. You guys determined that this man had festering wounds on his body, consistent with humanoid teeth marks. You also noticed that he was actually dead. He had died in that moment after uttering that fateful question to the group. I think, Bright, that you hovered your hand over his body, and he was radiating heat. He was suffering from a devastating fever right before he perished. And then, considering your wealth of medical reading, maybe you're not a doctor, but you can't help but retain all sorts of medical facts hidden in the libraries of the church where you lived. You start noticing more distressing details. Jaundiced flesh that sags from the bones, festering sores of gangrenous tissue. You noticed subconsciously that the man's teeth were kind of grinding together. He had a persistent gnashing of the teeth in the jaws. And then you start thinking a bit more about the disease that this man might have had. People with this disease witness their bodies rotting to death while they are still alive, and they usually perish within days of the onset of the infection. The worst cases are reanimated in the form of cannibalistic unlife. This disease is quite rare, and it was thought to have been all but eradicated all along the Sword Coast. And that's all the information I was able to give you. I don't think you remember the name of the disease.
No,
But,
yeah, I do remember that she got all the details and context, but not the name of what it was.
Yeah. So, with that in mind, what would you like to do next, Bright? As this wall of crackling electricity just snaps dangerously close by.
I turn over to Yagvin and Edvard, who are right there with me, and I kind of think for a second, like, he asked what happened to him, but there's still, and he seems to be dead, but there's still a wall in front of us. Do you think we have to actually answer his question?
Probably. That's what the other murals really have been. The mosaics.
This one looks like a skull. Like a flaming skull.
It looks like a grinning skull, and he's laying right on top of it.
Skull. Correction, a grinning skull. If I would like to make a skill check to see if this grinning skull has any more, like, if there's a significance to it, like, if it could give me a little more information as to what is happening here.
Yeah, no
Maybe
problem.
a clue of some sort.
Go ahead and pick your skill and give me a roll in the tower.
Let's see. I'm gonna do perception just to get a closer look at it.
Okay. All right.
Any luck?
So, you regard the situation here. This man is laying directly on top of the mosaic, and actually, you notice that trace amounts of blood and other fluids are leaking from this poor man's corpse. It doesn't seem like anything. No interesting interactions between the man and the tile floor, but he's covering up the mosaic for the most part with his bodily remains. You notice that he is his clothing is rotten and threadbare. He looks like the lowest of the low, poor common folk from out in some hinterland somewhere. He looks like he's probably never been in a city. He doesn't seem to have any metal objects on him. It's all like rags and tatters and maybe some coveralls, but it's gross. It's like soaked through with the oozing wounds that he suffered. He is utterly motionless.
Well,
The mosaic itself, although it's covered up, you do recall that it was quite simple. It was a grinning skull facing forward, kind of black and white, in that little mosaic pattern. That's about all you can perceive at the moment.
I think. So she's aware that whatever this disease is, that it will potentially turn them into an undead.
You do
Is that what you
recall
had
from
mentioned?
your reading, because I imagine the book that you read was quite old. It went on to say that in the very worst cases of this disease, the corpses would reanimate in the form of cannibalistic unlife. But the disease was quite rare, so it was hard to study. It was thought to have been eradicated long ago through some unknown means, whether it was vanquished by medical means or clerics on a crusade to cure the world of this disease. It was thought to have been almost completely eradicated along the Sword Coast, which is the main setting where Waterdeep and Candlekeep and everything is located on the western side of the continent.
Okay. Well, even though this guy appears dead, and gathering the info that I know, I am going to attempt to bind this person.
Okay. You recovered your rope, right? You didn't leave it behind or anything, right? I don't think you did. I do recall
No,
you
I didn't leave it behind.
pulling it back up.
I think the only thing I tried to use it for was to try and tie a lamp to Edvard's head.
Yeah.
He didn't let me. He didn't let me.
Yeah, is Edvard gonna give you the rope? Did you use all 50 feet on him? Wrap it all the way around his head like one of those big old
No.
what do you call it? Those big old like sultan hats, but it's just like a cord of rope.
I tried. He didn't let me. So I was like, well, I guess I'll hold on to that then.
I wish you would play along.
I'll use that to tie up, I guess, the arms and legs, if you'll allow that for an action.
Yeah, I will.
Wonderful. So, I'll tie him up like that.
So
just
you've
so
got
that way he
to.
can't move anywhere.
Yeah. So I imagine you're gonna have to interact with the corpse. The smell is just so awful. Like as you get closer, it smells so rotten. Like there's this unmistakable corpse smell that is extremely appalling to the senses. And I need you to make another Constitution saving throw. I want you to make this one with advantage, and I want you to do it in the tower.
Okie dokie.
Because you've already had to endure it once, but since you're getting within less than 5 feet,
Hopefully it's not contagious.
Wow. Okay.
I don't know if that's a bad wow or a good wow.
I'm just double checking something in my notes. Bright, I am going to give you a condition,
All right.
and you might not like it.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
is
slowly
not
going
a
to
condition.
be.
Bright,
I'm gonna
you,
slowly become undead, probably.
You go to grab this dead man's arms and legs, and he's kind of he's very hot to the touch. He's not cold to the touch like a corpse would be. Like he did literally just die, but this fever, it's made his skin clammy. He's been sweating profusely. He's also covered in it's almost like little bits of bile. Unfortunately, you get it all over your hands, and you feel odd. You feel slightly unsanitary, perhaps. And I want you to take note of the condition that I gave you on the combat tracker.
Mm-hmm. I see it.
All right. But you do successfully bind the hands and arms. Well, actually, here's the thing, because he's really slimy too.
Yeah. To be fair, I'm also slimy because Reggie gave
stench.
me like, yeah, like I smell bad.
Yeah,
he
you
smells bad.
got
We're
the
having a
stench spray.
party, I guess.
Let's see, what kind of skill do you want to make to bind his hands and feet? I want to see if you're able to overcome the adversity of dealing with this gross corpse, and just see how well you're able to bind him up.
Probably survival. I feel like that would probably work best.
Okay, no problem. In that case, give me a survival roll in the tower. Okay. So you are able to tie up his hands and arms, and I think you were suspecting that he would come back to life or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
You suspect that this is definitely going to slow him down, and mechanically speaking, if he were to come back to life, he would need to make a strength check in order to break the bonds of your rope. But I will need you to remove the rope from your character sheet.
Yes.
You know what? Wait, do you have rope, or do you have anything else other than rope? Did you grab anything special?
I have a silk rope, which is 50 feet, which I'll gladly cut if I don't need that much. I also have 10 feet of chain, and I have locks.
Okay. All right. I don't know if maybe you forgot, but yeah, you about the chain. But you started with rope, so we're gonna say that you use rope. Let's go ahead and just remove.
I only have 10 feet of chain, and I don't think. No, wait, I have.
Yeah, I think
20?
you have a stack of them, right?
I have technically 20 feet of chain, I think, but it's not connected. It's two separate pieces of 10.
Okay. Let's go ahead and just change the amount of rope that you have down to 35 feet. You kind of put him in a sort of like a hog tie position, and you kind of bind his hands and feet together.
Sounds good to me. Okie dokie. I have 35 feet left. Cool. So, bonus action, skill check, action to put it all together. And I'm like, guys, I think that flump I think I caught something from Reggie. I don't know. Don't smell so good. Don't feel so good.
Edvard?
Definitely not from handling a dead person.
Edvard, you've got a smelly situation in front of you here, and you have a beer in one hand and you have a demonic katana in the other. What do you do?
Well, seeing as he didn't come back to life in that round, I'm going to say, well, I'm pretty sure 2 clerics and a marlin can handle this. I haven't seen Reggie in a few minutes. I'm going to go check on him.
Okay.
I'll go 30 feet and then walk a little bit
Oh,
more.
Edvard, Frick wanted to eat him, just so you know.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
30, 40. How many more feet? I got 20 more feet.
Protect the squishy weirdo, please.
Protect the squish.
I do it. Is protect the squish. He's a adorable squish.
As you come around the corner, Edvard, you see that Regulus is floating way up high on the ceiling. He's kind of upside down, and he has all of his little feelers kind of smushed up against the stone tile up there, just sticking out from every direction around him like octopus arms. And his eye stalks are, they're coming up from the top of his head, which is facing the floor, and the eye stalks are both pointed up and looking up at, like, directly at the ceiling tiles right in front of him, like right where he's sitting. He's just kind of staring at it. And when you come around the corner, he waves one eye stalk over towards you, and he says,
"No, friend. Do not approach. I am battling forces beyond your comprehension. Go further into the tomb while I hold the monster at bay."
Meanwhile, Frick, you don't really need psychic powers to recognize the fact that Frick is hungry, and Frick has been standing underneath, hopping up and down, trying fruitlessly to grab one of the eye stalks and pull down the flump. It seems that Frick may be a problem right now. He's kind of been misbehaving the whole time, you know? And whereas Frack has dutifully adopted his new role as something of a squire to the group, Frick is not so selfless, service-minded. As a matter of fact, he's being a little selfish right now. And he has a dagger out. And when you come around the corner, he sees you, but he just kind of looks back up, and he licks his chops, and he just hops, hop, just reaching fruitlessly with a little kobold claw, trying to swipe with the claw to grab at the eye stalk. And what will you do in this moment? Now, you've already dashed, so you don't have an action, but you do have a bonus action.
Sheathing my sword is a free action, right?
Sure.
I'm gonna sheath my sword, crack my knuckles, and use my telekinetic shove to pull him towards me.
Okay. Go ahead and give me that roll. He failed. So, out from under, he comes flying towards you. I imagine directly into your open palm, right at the neck.
I'm just holding my fist out. He runs into it. He punches himself on my fist.
Oh my gosh.
He falls prone. Yeah, you just like fling him into you. He's so small and light. There's no way he could have passed this check. And he goes flying towards you. You just hold out your palm, and you're like, punch yourself! Pow! And he...
Go, faggot!
Not with your hand!
With my hand!
And his nose runs directly into your big, powerful fist, and he lands prone.
And that will add my turn.
All right. Regulus says,
"Worry not about this mindless buffoon. Save yourself from the coming corruption."
I feel like I've changed him into a different character by accident. I need to fix that voice. We'll come back to that.
It's about the same.
No, it's
It's a little different, but it's pretty much the same.
I took
Yeah,
on
you had a wavering to it before.
I did, yeah. I totally forgot
Yeah.
about the wavering.
That just
yeah.
sounds normal, and I don't like it.
No, he sounds like Ophidius, and I don't like that. I love Ophidius. I miss Ophidius, but Regulus
Is a little bit different.
There you go.
Save yourself,
There it is.
Edvard Thar, from the coming corruption.
Alright,
He
in a
doesn't
minute.
take any other actions at the moment. He seems engrossed. It's like someone smeared catnip all over the ceiling, and he's the cat, just like rolling around in it. But there's nothing there. There's nothing up there, and he keeps on looking directly at the ceiling tile in front of him, like he's looking at something. Doesn't really make any sense. But he doesn't take any other actions. Meanwhile, Kobold Frack, he's gonna come running up behind you, Edvard Thar, and he's gonna come running up to Frick, and he's gonna say, and he's gonna kick Frick in the belly while he's down.
Damn.
I like this one.
And Frack just rolls side to side, holding his belly. Oh, and he seems like, as much as you can tell, a crying lizard.
Can your girlfriend hear you as you're making these sounds?
Nope, she's in a different,
Paramount
time
Paramount
zone.
Plus.
That is too
Paramount
bad.
Plus.
And she never will, man.
Oh my god.
We could clip this.
Closet D&D player.
You can certainly try. No, she knows. She knows. She's absolutely opposed to it.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I tried to identify this before, but I couldn't.
Yeah, you guys can, for this moment, we'll say that each knowledge check that you make is like how much you can think of in this moment. And as you continue thinking about it, maybe you'll come across new information.
Yeah, I'll just continue to think about it.
Okay. Processing. 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 Then go ahead and make a skill check that you think is appropriate, and do that in the tower, please.
We'll make a medicine check.
Okay. Processing. Processing.
Do I find a corrupted file?
You find data not found. This is basically what it comes down to at the moment. You will have to continue processing.
Your
At this
Google
point,
search.
you feel like you are reaching the limits of your medical knowledge.
Yeah.
You may have to search in
Elsewhere?
a more abstract context. It's
Okay.
If the name of the disease was in that data bank, it's no longer there at the moment.
It's
At
not
least you haven't
there
come
anymore.
across it. So sorry.
No, it's fine.
But I do.
Um,
You do think that you may be on the right track as to solving the puzzle. It was it was Bright's supposition that if you answer the question, that may be a way to solve the puzzle, so to speak. As you glance at the crackling wall of electricity and wonder to yourself, "Can I absorb that?" Hey, Echo.
That sounds like a horrible idea.
Hey, Echo. I want to try something real quick. Echo's just like, no.
Was that an action, I'm assuming, to make that check?
That was a bonus action.
A bonus action? I'll look to Bright and I'll say, are you okay? In doing
You
so,
know-
I will cast Lesser Restoration on Bright.
All right. What is the text of Lesser Restoration?
Lesser Restoration is you touch a creature and can end either one disease or one condition afflicting it. The condition can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
Okay. I want you to make a spellcasting ability check for me. Because you sense, as you begin to cast this spell, that there is a unique and potentially horrifying quality that is, on a subconscious level, is sort of radiating from Bright's body. I imagine in my head, like in my fiction, when you go to cast this spell, it's like you're opening yourself up to an extra sensory perception, and that allows you to sense and pinpoint a disease to destroy. And so I will let you know that Bright is currently diseased. However, this disease seems to be sticky and tricky. It is not a mere disease, and it will need to be overcome with a spellcasting ability check.
Okay.
Okay. You are successful. Bright doesn't exactly feel anything in particular. She just, it's like Durnan, Durnan, go away. Take your crowd and go elsewhere. I'll do what I want when I want, damn it. Bright had the faintest sense of malaise. You know that feeling you get before you get sick? Like, just the vaguest of stiff, sore muscles and joints. A vague feeling of just lack of motivation. It's like this illness before the illness, and that's how I find the word malaise, and it was only there for a moment, but you took a precautionary measure, and I'm gonna remove this mysterious condition. So well done, and make sure you check off a spell slot.
I did. I have no more second level spells.
Okay.
Oh, thanks, friend.
That disease isn't a joke. I advise you from touching that corpse.
Yeah,
And anybody from touching that corpse, as a matter of fact.
You look down at it,
Oh.
and it just something don't feel right about the situation here.
Now, next time that we want to touch a diseased body, maybe you should ask me, because I'm metal. And that'll be my turn.
All right. Marlin, my friend, what happens next?
Well, would he have heard the old man ask this question and then the response, I guess, from both Yogvin and Bright about, maybe we should answer his question?
Yes.
Because if he did, then he's gonna, well, why doesn't somebody answer his question?
We don't know what the answer is. I know the symptoms, but I don't know what it's called.
Well,
Can I,
you better.
can I share the symptoms with Marlin?
Yeah.
I don't know nothing.
Yeah, you definitely can discuss it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, I would tell Marlin what it is that, like, afflicted him.
Yeah, from the looks of him, it looks like he's got, what's that disease called? Leprosy. But I don't know.
See?
Leprosy, yeah, body parts start falling off of you.
He's turning into a leprechaun?
But his body
This one's
parts
an
are
ancient disease, though.
I don't know what
still
that is.
attached. Like a leprechaun.
I'm old, but I'm not that old.
I'm not 100% sure that Marlin made a knowledge check, but I will definitely allow him to do so.
I did
with,
not. I have not, no.
Okay.
A check, huh? What would that be? Knowledge, huh?
Yeah, and I'm keeping keeping it a little vague. You can pick whatever you think is appropriate, and see what you glean.
Okay.
Athletics.
Okay. Okay. Don't know why it gave me 2, but there you go.
I'm afraid you
Only-
have the poison condition, so you
Oh,
are
okay.
you are essentially sickened by the stench, for a minute. So
Okay.
it gave you disadvantage.
All right.
I see you made a history check. So let's see what you determine. Your initial insight about this is about the history of the disease.
Yes.
It used to run rampant, but it was generations ago, hundreds of years ago.
Was it brought here by rats?
Yeah, there were 2 forms of this disease. One of them was mundane, and that was the older disease. And at some point, some awful triggering event, perhaps in a different adventure path, heightened the disastrous fatality of this disease. And
Was it a plague?
it seemed to have been the case. There was some awful plague.
Does this guy look, is he kind of turning black? His skin turning black?
Yes and no. His skin is not really changing color at the moment. He's utterly motionless. His skin is a pallid yellow.
All right.
Yellow and gray.
Did that ring any bells for you two?
And shrug. I
Oh,
don't
good
remember
grief.
what it was called. but
Processing.
maybe- And poor Yagvin has been processing for minutes.
Yeah, that's what you get for having a. Yeah,
I think we need to install a new.
he needs to get some
Skipping
solid
them.
state stuff in there instead of that spinny drive thing he's got.
Yogvin's made completely out of floppy disks.
It's just a floppy disk.
Yeah, 5 1/4. Yeah.
A little bit more knowledge comes to you, Marlin.
Oh,
This disease, it was sort of bioengineered through arcane means from some malevolent faction out in the world. It was basically a terrorist attack. Somebody created this enhanced and deadly form of disease. You do recall reading it, and this is what mobilized clerics and wizards from around the country to completely annihilate the disease. So there was this joining of the minds of arcane and religious skill and power, and they basically went on this crusade against not just the disease, but also the faction that they thought caused the disease.
Yeah.
And you recall that they were successful, and at this point I will direct you to your Discord chat.
Alrighty then.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I knew that's what it was. You really ought to think about putting detect poison and disease in your arsenal there, you clerics, but,
Processing.
oh, shut up. Shut up.
Oh, that's a slithering pit.
Yeah, if you were processing, I'm not gonna hold my breath. Do y'all, it looks like this man has a fever. Kind of like
Yes.
a plague. Yeah. Yeah.
A plague. Like
Well, a fever. It's called a fever. Yeah.
yes. He was very hot when I went to tie him up because if I remember correctly, all of these symptoms can sprout for something very bad for us. He may come back to bite us, literally speaking.
Well, okay. Since you're not picking up what I'm putting down, what do you know about ghoul fever? You know what ghouls are? Hey, you processor. Do you know what ghouls are?
The electric
Yogvin.exe
wall
has stopped working.
stops sparking. The electricity comes to a halt, revealing a series of thin copper plates that have been mounted on the walls in a vertical row on either side. This must be the place where the electricity was jumping out and spanning the hallway, but now the electricity is no longer present.
I sure hope I don't get a splinter with you two around. Okay, let's go. Come on.
Yeah. Edvard!
All right. I'm going to put a tick on my paperwork, and then it's going to become Bright's turn. And Bright, I'm going to read a little bit more flavor text here because up ahead is yet another odd obstruction. The next barrier is composed of a swirling misty fog and flurries of snow. Miniature storm clouds billow in circles and seem to splash up against the stone walls. There is a strong wind here, and everything is heavily obscured within 10 feet of the wall. But you can see faintly through to the other side, where there is yet another dragon statue awaiting you, and the hallway seems to continue off to the west around the corner.
Oh, brother.
Snow and ice have accumulated along the stone floor, making everything deceptively slick. The air is bitterly cold. There is yet another mosaic on the floor, but it seems to be covered in ice and snow.
Okay.
Somebody sing White Christmas.
So this is Christmas. And what have you players done?
Actually, Ice Ice Baby.
You let an old man
Ice,
die,
ice, baby.
and the battle's just begun.
Oh boy.
I'm sorry I asked.
Well, first, I will call back to Edvard, and they're officially freaking frack, huh? So, freaking frack.
Or frack
Tell
and
'em
frick
we...
at this point.
Yeah, right. So, I'll call back to them. Edvard! Frack! Frick! We figured it out! Marlin is so smart!
I
And
knew one
I
of you
will
could do
step
it.
over. Yeah, one of us can figure it out. I'll step right just before the threshold of the coldness,
Okay.
and the wetness, and well, it's water related. I do have a thing that could help with that. So I have create or destroy water. And I want to be able to see if that'll do anything here. So that I can see a little more clearly, or at least clear the path enough so that I can look at the mosaic a little clearer without freezing and slipping.
Okay.
So, what that is...
Well,
Let's see.
could you give me a perception check in the tower?
Sure.
This one's on the house.
In the tower, not on the house.
Tower is a house. Bright, you can tell that perhaps expending magical energy may be beyond the needs of this challenge. It looks like it's just some snow. You can probably just brush it away, unless you just don't want to touch it. You know, if you're worried about something, then maybe using a spell would be the better option. But by all appearances, it's just a pile of snow covering up the mosaic. It doesn't look suspicious like it was put there on purpose, per se. It looks like the cold temperature mixed with the moisture in the air has just made it sort of snow right here in this hallway. So it just kind of looks like haphazardly clumped up, not exactly a carefully placed pile. But if you wanted to be really careful, maybe a spell slot would be the better option. So.
Everything in here is out of place.
I think... Well, if the mosaic area is just kind of snowed in, then I'll just use prestidigitation to kind of blow away the snow.
Okay. You can
At least that
also,
won't cost me anything.
I think you can also melt, like you can heat and
You
cool
can create a fire.
stuff, right?
It can only light or snuff out a candle, a torch, or a small campfire. So...
And also, I'll allow you to perceive Yagvern Brabon's flaming sword.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but
I've observed it.
Well, I hinged it on the perception check. That way, I'm not the one who let you down. You are. Bright, you approach. You step a little bit closer.
Yeah.
The air is quite cold, but you are not currently immediately in danger. You feel like if you move 2 squares further down, that would be the center of whatever atmospheric condition exists in this hallway. But you are standing right in front of the mosaic. You can tell it's there. It appears to be dark blue tiles underneath the snow.
Oh, is the torch next to me an actual torch, or is it just where it used to stand?
It is not lit, and that's an unlit sconce. You could put a torch in there if you want, but this whole area seems to sort of glow with a faint light that seems to be emanating right from the center of the swirling mass of clouds and moisture and snow.
Okay.
A trumpet flies around the corner and smacks you in the face.
Reggie, is that you?
I guess fireball.
Oh no, wait, that was Edvard. That was Edvard. Womp womp womp.
I will ask, if Yagan can come. Yeah, little Yagvin can come over, please. because half our party wields fancy fiery stuff.
Okay.
Listen, you could too. It's your choice not to.
I don't have fiery stuff.
You're a tiefling.
I am resistant to fiery stuff, but I don't have fiery stuff.
So you are the fiery stuff then.
Marlon, I know what to do. Fireballer.
Fireballer.
Yep, I cast fireball. Here we go.
Marlin
Yes, I can.
flings
attempt
his
to-
arms into action. Begins spinning up a
duck.
fireball. Yeah. Quack.
But yeah,
It's all
I'll
funny games
ask,
until an
I'll ask
abominable
him to come
snowman
by.
comes out of the.
If I'll get down to kind of wipe away the snow, but I want to ask Yogden to come closer with his fancy fire sword. So
Okay.
we'll
That
at
sounds
least
to
have
me.
some source of warmth.
Yeah, that sounds to me like you want to interact with the snow on the mosaic. I just want to be absolutely, very specifically clear. Is that what you're doing right now?
I think that's what she
I
wants
wish-
to do.
I am so sure because I want to make you happy.
Build a snowman.
Oh God. Okay.
Because I want to make you
Snow.
happy.
Here's what happens next.
I want to throw a snowball.
Bright, you
There you go.
Dragon.
you reach down,
Will I be a popsicle?
heedlessly dive your hand into the snow and just start
Yes.
brushing it aside. And you brush, and eventually you reveal a mosaic. And the mosaic is of a humanoid face, and it has closed eyes. It looks like it has sort of a stern, questioning expression, but its eyes are closed. And it's all in dark blue and light blue and black tile. And then its eyes open.
Huh?
Oh, hello, face.
And it starts to move and animate, and the tiles and the mosaic tiles just slide around on the floor, and they make like a sound of like stone sliding around. And you hear a voice. It says,
Yes, yes. Much better, much better. Thank you. Now carry on. There's plenty of people behind you. Well, what are you waiting for, girl? Keep walking. There's a line.
A line? I'm gonna look behind me. What line?
Are all the people there? Don't play stupid with me, girl. Go. You're holding up the line.
and I will pass your turn.
Yes, I will. Can I step aside?
Yeah,
Before
go
I
ahead,
turn
yeah.
over?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, you step aside.
That's it.
I don't like how judgmental this guy's token is.
Not that way. Go through.
And Edvard, it is your turn. There's a lot going on here right now, man. You got frickin' Frack scrabbling about here on the ground next to you. You've got Regulus floating around up on the ceiling like he's high on something. And you hear an odd voice echo down the hall. An unfamiliar voice echoing from down the hall to the south. What do you do in this moment, Edvard?
I don't have time for this.
That's right. There's only time
hey,
for
hey.
one thing.
You're in the seat. Shut up. Keep talking, I'll throw you at the wall. I want to punch. What's his name? Frick.
Frick?
Not non-lethal.
You're gonna punch down
Right.
at Frick?
Yep, non-lethal.
Curb
All
stomp
right.
him.
In that case, give me an attack roll with your unarmed strike. Do you have an unarmed strike?
I got my trunk.
Oh yeah. Okay, so you're gonna hit him with the trunk.
No, I'm using my fist, but the trunk stat's the same
Okay.
as a fist. Tower or open?
In the open, that's an attack roll, and do that with advantage because he's laying on the ground. So it's clearest shot you've had yet.
Oh, okay, cool.
You're punching down at this tiny little goblin or kobold child, Yeah, you crunch him somewhere. Tell me how you hit him and then roll damage.
It's just a straight 6 damage.
Yeah.
All right, then go ahead and drag that onto his character.
How would you like to do this?
I think you can. I think you can do that. It should allow you to drag.
Wait.
What just
There, I
happened?
got ahead of it. I untarget him for some reason.
Oh, okay. Let me
Let's
take
see.
it.
I gotta make
quick
sure
check.
it's the right one. Boom.
Yeah. Okay.
But
So you
I remember non-lethal.
Yeah,
Non-lethal.
non-lethal, and he is not unconscious. But man, you
A sucker punch.
you absolutely wallop him. It is like a sucker punch. It's like a big, huge dude punching a toddler as hard as he possibly can. Boom! Like a toddler that's laying on the ground, utterly defenseless.
He still has
It's-
another attack.
It's brutal, and you do have a second attack. You know that he has 1 hit point.
Oh, no!
1 hit point remaining. Are you doing it? Are you doing this?
Non-lethal.
It's non-lethal, so if I do hit him, it would
I'd do
just
it.
what?
Yeah, he's
Knock-
not gonna
knock him out?
die. Yeah.
You want it?
I mean, I'm at. Oh no, I'm not at disadvantage because I'm at advantage. Okay, yeah, I'm doing it.
You have poison on you, so it's just a straight roll.
It'll
Yeah,
be a
yeah,
straight
yeah.
roll because
Yeah.
you're still sickened by the smell.
Yeah.
Okay, so you unleash the second wave of destructive force. I want you to drag another 6 damage onto him.
It's good old non-lethal damage.
Yeah, it says
He's non-lethally dying.
it says their damage exceeds hit points by 5. So you just batter him into unconsciousness, and now he's just laying here on the ground. And I'm gonna say you hit him in the face the second time. Something
I
just
did
came
it
over
both
you.
times.
So
They were-
you've broken his kobold nose. There's some teeth laying on the ground. You just like, bow, and just like teeth clatter towards the wall. And Frack looks up in horror at you, and he
Vernon
just
missed out.
he slowly steps back, and just like shocked at this turn of events. What happens next, Edvard Thar?
I'm going to pull out my rope. Wait, no. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to pick him up and... So that would be my bonus action, right? To pick him up? Or is that
I'll allow
full
it
action?
just because he's a small creature. I'm gonna say he's a small creature in this moment, and he is really light. Like he's like a little bag of potatoes.
I'm going to say, Reggie, are you sure you don't want me to help you?
Regulus, he regards the scene and he says, Edvard Thar, save the little ones, if you can.
I am. That's why he's not dead yet. And with that,
I shall hold the line for now, and I will rejoin you
Very well.
later.
don't die.
This battle is fierce.
And meanwhile,
Yeah.
meanwhile, he's just like suckered upside down on the ceiling. He doesn't seem to be fighting anything.
Before I go around the corner, I'm gonna look at the other one and I'm just gonna, come on, let's go. I know he doesn't understand me.
And you go. You carry Frick. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead and continue the rest of your movement, and then we'll do it all at once.
Yeah, there we go. That's it.
Okay,
That's my 30 movement,
gotcha.
and that will end my turn.
Okay. Yagvin, it's your turn, buddy.
First, the echo's gonna go to the right of the old man that is dead on the floor.
To the right.
Yes. One more square down.
Is that appropriate?
That is right.
Okay.
And I will step up here and look at this stone-faced man as it is described.
Yeah. As he approaches, he says, "See, girl, there's people standing behind you. You're just taking up space now. Just walk through, walk through."
Why are you here?
Who, me? Why are you wasting time talking? If she's not going to go, step around her or push her through.
Why don't you go through?
I'm not going through until everyone else has.
Sir, that's not gonna work.
Do you really think...
something preventing us from going?
Blah, 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 blah. Don't argue with me, young man. Does it look like I can walk? I won't get my body back until you go.
How old are you?
That's not important right now. How old are you, Tin Man?
Probably double your life.
I will not take such tolerance. We don't have time to argue. Just step through. Step through.
I don't think I will. No.
Oh, fine. Then stand here and be crushed. I'm trying to save your lives.
Can you move so we can see the mosaic, please?
I believe he is the mosaic. Yeah.
Oh, I thought he stood up. Or is it the mosaic's talking to us?
It's the flat mosaic on the ground,
Oh, what the hell?
and the
Okay.
face is just right now it's just kind of spinning around a little bit. There, I rotated it so it's facing you guys.
He's just doing a full exorcist right now.
The head just spins.
And he just started talking to me, saying something about a line.
Why do you want us to go through this that bad, other than the wall? The wall's at a stop right now, thanks to one of our friends.
There's no time to explain. Just step through and I'll tell you later.
No, that's not how this is gonna work.
It's exactly how it's going to work. You're going to step through.
No.
But I can't.
You're going to do it now.
And like every time he like makes that intonation at the end, his mouth opens really wide.
Ooh.
Is there anything else you want to do right now, Yogvin? You still have an
I just
action.
want to perceive the mosaic for all that I can. See if there's anything else that I'm missing.
Sure. What kind of check would you like to make?
I'll make a perception because I don't want to like go up there and investigate it.
Okay, make that roll in the tower. Okay. So the first thing I'll tell you about is the area that you're in. It's you can detect there's a deviation in the temperature of the room. It's colder than normal. It stands to reason that if you step 1 square further to the south of where the mosaic is, then you'll be right in the middle of this swirling cloud of ice and snow and clouds and moisture and stuff. It looks vaguely threatening. It's not like there's anything in there like flying around like blades or ice. It's not like there's going to be any like physical damage, but it does seem to be getting remarkably colder as you get closer and closer towards it. The next thing I'll tell you is that there is another dragon statue at the other end of the hall. And the hallway seems to continue around the corner off to the west. So from where you're standing, if you're facing south, it continues off to the right. And then the next thing I'll mention to you is that this mosaic, this odd speaking mosaic, it seems very stressed out. And you feel like you could learn more information here with a different kind of check.
Okay.
But that's all the information I can give you for now.
I'll kind of whisper to Bright, we're missing something here, and that will be my turn.
You're telling me.
I push Bright into the wall of ice.
Right, I'm gonna just roll some damage for you real quick. Hang on just a second.
Is that a strength on strength?
Sure.
And I think it would probably be more strength on or what is it? Strength on dex or
Yeah, it'd
something
be
like that.
athletics versus acrobatics
Perhaps.
or something.
Yeah.
All right, Marlin. So the scene is unfolding before you. The madness and idiocy ? It just never seems to end.
Mhm.
How are you going to take charge of the situation?
Well, first of all, if I walk through Yogbin's echo, is that
It
is
does
that
not take up a square.
okay?
Yeah,
all right.
it's utterly
So-
incorporeal, and you understand this magic
All right.
well.
It's like a
So I
spiritual
will
weapon.
move to there.
Okay.
I will move to there.
Very fancy.
And does this guy speak to me or no?
Yeah,
Marlin?
when you step past the threshold, he says,
Oh, good, someone who finally understands the meaning of movement. Please, step lightly, step lightly.
Did you say you need to have a movement?
No, but if you need a bathroom, there's one around the corner.
Wonderful. Hey, by the way, do you know what you get when you cross a snowman?
Blah, 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 blah. I don't have time for these foolish games. I would have expected
Well, do
such
you?
from the girl.
Do you?
Well, ask me your question, old man, and then go.
Do you know what you get when you cross a snowman with a vampire?
You get a very impatient bureaucrat.
Frostbite.
Marlin, can you make an insight check for me in the tower?
Absolutely. I mean, yes, absolutely.
That joke is going in the databanks.
I am
Processing
quite-
complete. Joke.exe.
right,
Loaded.
definitely laughing out loud.
Marlin, when you
Two
make your
walls.
joke, you detect the faintest glimmer of a smirk come across this mosaic's face, but it is well hidden. It's the faintest of just little subconscious movement of the tiles.
He is stone-faced.
Yeah, stone-faced though he is. Again,
Marlin's
I
eye
couldn't make him roll
twinkles.
with disadvantage because he was already poisoned.
Marlin's eye twinkles and he says, oh, yeah, well, what do you get? What do you call a snowman in the summer?
No more, no more. Just go, please. Your lives depend on it.
It's a puddle. Oh, boy. Yeah. I'm going to keep
yes.
telling jokes until you let us go.
That's. I am letting you
Get rid
go.
of this.
Please step forward. Step forward.
Get rid of this infernal winter.
Infernal winter. There's no such thing. Please go. Step through. Step through. It is an
If I slip and
illusion, my
fall-
friend. Just an illusion.
Yeah, right. If I slip and fall, my insurance company's coming after you.
I assure you, the snow is just an illusion.
Yeah.
Bright,
Well,
you
what-
believe this is a lie.
No, yeah.
Because you physically moved the snow aside from his face and it was covering him up.
I'm going to cast Fireball on this guy. He's making me mad.
You're going to cast Fireball?
No, absolutely not. But, you know.
Hang on a second.
Uh-oh.
You said you wanted to cast it right on him. All
No,
right, go ahead and
I'm
roll
casting-
damage.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just don't incorporate me
How about
into
if
it
I-
at all.
Right
Just-
there? Is that what you...
How about if I cast that
It's
on him?
alright,
huh?
I'm resistant,
that?
right?
Oh,
Oh,
Firebolt?
fireball.
Where is that
Yeah.
going? Is that going, at...
I
Okay.
just cast it at him. He's making me angry.
Okay,
He didn't
so...
laugh at my jokes.
That is a hit. So you fling this little firebolt at his face, and it kind of like scorches the tile. Yeah. And you smash the tile basically. You scorch his face and you smash the tile, and he goes whoa! And as that scream echoes, it kind of like fades for a moment, and then the tiles all spin around. And when they do, they kind of like very quickly flip from one side to the other, so the scorch marks disappear. And when it's done spinning around, his face is reformed. And he says,
I have no time for foolish games, and I will not hear any more jokes. Please, go through or die. It's not a threat. I'm trying to help you. Don't be fooled by the illusion before you.
It's no illusion.
okay. Alright, Bright. The scene continues to play out. Is it an illusion? Is it not an illusion? You definitely moved some snow and it feels really cold in this area. What's the deal with this stone-faced bureaucrat?
Not sure, but from my closer inspection earlier, I didn't really pick anything up. Or, well, I guess I didn't really do much inspecting. Might be worth. I mean, I know that there's black and blue tiles, and that its face is on it. Well, sir, he keeps wanting us to move forward. It's like we can't move forward. There's something blocking our way.
Yes, step through, please. There's no time to think about it. Just go.
I think,
No thinking.
No thinking. Can I take out, I'll take out my short bow.
Okay.
And I want to shoot ahead of me. And I want to see what happens if something physical tries to go through.
All right. Go ahead and make an attack roll. You're not going to be targeting anything in particular.
Yeah.
But just make an attack roll out in the open. I imagine maybe you'll
the dragon
aim
face.
at the dragon statue. Try to shoot something in its mouth and hit that little rotating thing. Just enough arrows and you'll get the job done.
Oh Lord. There we go.
So you fire this arrow through this foggy field, and it flies straight and true, all the way up until it reaches the dragon statue, and it bounces harmlessly off of the dragon statue's head and clatters to the ground.
There's no wall.
It does not appear that anything unusual happened to the arrow.
Sus.
Oh, yes, you're a little bit closer. Now send the rest of your body and proceed.
You know. Hey, Yakvin, would you be opposed to me, like, making you very, very hot?
I was just gonna send my echo through.
Because it's gonna be really cold in there, but you're metal. I can heat up metal. You won't melt, will you?
I feel like that would cause so much pain.
But are you really capable of pain if you're a machine?
Okay, now.
No time for philosophical discussions. You can have them on the other side. Please, step
I'll
through,
remember that.
step by. You've come so far. Don't be hindered now.
Ivan will remember this.
Yakvin will remember this conversation. Oh Lord. Alright. It's okay because for the sake of giggles, I'm tired of this man yelling at me, and I'm just gonna be like, alright, I guess I'll just walk over. My arrow was fine.
Oh no.
As an action, or well, actually, I mean, I did. Never mind. I shot my arrow out as an action, I guess. So, I will just, I'll just move forward.
Okay.
Because I like to be a guinea pig. I was like, you know what? There's a dragon statue over there. I shot at it, and nothing happened. Let's see how far I get. Like, all right,
She's just
guys, I'm gonna go
blindsided by
find
the
this.
dragon statue.
I'm gonna go see what's up over here. Wish me luck, y'all.
Okay. So here's what happens. Bright, you step forward, and as you do, you feel the air getting colder. You step to here, and it's quite cold. And you step to here, and you feel like you're passing through some sort of barrier. And
Weird.
I want you to make a save for me. I want you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Okay. So as you step through, this bitter cold seems to seep into your  and as you step through to the other side of it, you come through unharmed.
Hey.
And you step all the way over to the dragon statue. I imagine you pick up your arrow and you turn around. And
Whoa.
and you see something really strange. You look to the north, and you see that the swirling ice and mist is much less vibrant. It's absolutely faded, and it seems almost translucent. You stepped through. You felt like you were passing through some sort of barrier, but you feel completely unharmed. And now on the other side of this barrier, it looks and seems like it's like completely insubstantial. This whole swirling mist and atmospheric activity is much less substantial at this moment, at least from your point of view. Is there anything else you want to do? Let's see, you took an attack action, and you stepped through. How about a bonus action? Is there anything else you want to do?
I would like... Oh, I only moved 25 feet. I want to use the rest of my movement. It's only 5 more feet, but I want to scoot over to 5 feet.
Okay.
Let's see if I could get a little more. 'Cause
Yeah.
I see on the other side.
Yeah, I'll tell you a little bit about what you see. There is yet another dragon statue here, and in amongst the closed finger cage, there is yet another collection of objects. You see, of course, you see several heavy leather pouches that look like they're probably full of coin. You see a tiny little potion. Actually, you see several of them. It looks like there's 3 of them there. You see a tightly wrapped scroll, and yet another tiny little pink crystal sitting on a decorative pillow. That's what you see inside the cage there. And then off to the west, this next hallway is completely barren and shrouded in darkness. And you have dark vision, so you can see in shades of gray there. At the edge of your vision, you can see that there is a massive wooden barricade that has been erected across the entire hallway. Wooden planks, broken furniture, roughly hewn logs, fence posts, spikes, and even pieces of driftwood from a beach somewhere have all somehow made their way here into this extraplanar dungeon and have been hastily fastened together with nails, rope, wire, and glue. But that's all I can tell you at the moment.
Yeah. Okay. So, with my bonus action, can I want to pull out 10 feet chain, but just pull it out so that I can have it like at the ready. I'm just gonna call out to the others. Look, guys, I'm fine.
Can we see her?
Yeah, on your end, there's a bunch of swirling mist sitting right past the stone-faced bureaucrat mosaic, and you can faintly see her through all of the mist and swirling fog. She appears unharmed.
Is that really bright?
Edvard Thar. Oh, and by the way, when you step through, Bright, the stone-faced bureaucrat laughs jovially. Oh, you see, there's nothing to worry about. Just step through. Don't waste any time. Don't dawdle. Your lives depend on it. The wall approaches. And his voice is loud and it echoes throughout the hallway. Edvard Thar, you can hear what he's saying quite clearly. You can see that Bright has passed through a veil of mist, and you can barely see down to the far end. She's standing down there. You're carrying the mutilated corpse of Frick the Kobold in your trunk.
I'm lethal, he's not dead.
He twitches violently and goes into seizure.
Yeah, I'll move to my 30 feet.
Okay. Edvard, you come up on this poor old man. He's utterly motionless. He's still laying here. He seems to have been hogtied somewhat. Could you make a perception check for me?
Oh wait, no. Perception.
In the tower.
Yeah. Is it smell based or no?
This one's not going to be smell based.
Okay.
All right. So fighting through the poison in your nose, just the awful, sickening feeling you have because you inhaled this man's awful, foul odor. You're taking a look at things. Yeah, it looks like he's been hogtied. He's completely motionless. It doesn't look like he's otherwise moved at all. Yagvin's echo stands sentry next to it. And then up ahead, there is, you've got Marlon on one side, Yagvin on the other, and they're both kind of looking down at this weird mosaic, and you can tell that's where all the shouting and hollering is coming from. And as you come up, the stone-faced bureaucrat shouts, "You see, gentlemen, there is a line forming behind you! Dozens and dozens of helpless travelers! Don't hold up the line! Come through! Come through!" And, Edvard, what do you do next?
I'm like, I see the dead guy hogtied, and I'm like, that's a good idea. So I put which one am I carrying? Frick down.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull out my rope and hogtie him.
Oh, awesome.
Well, I say hogtied, but just bind his hands behind his back, and then have it so that way I have like a leash, and take his dagger away.
Oh, you tie it around his neck?
No.
Oh
I heard you
God.
say the word leash.
Leash around the wrist, you know, so that way I can
Not
pull his
bad.
Leash
Shut up,
loose.
you're in the seat, or I'll throw you at the wall.
Where did you want to tie him up?
I'm not tying him to anything. I'm kind of like handcuffing him behind his back with the rope, and then with the extra rope, I'm using that as a leash.
Mm-hmm. What kind of skill do you want to use to tie him up?
Well, I mean, you have to be very wise in order to tie knots, so I'm going to use survival.
That is completely fair in my book. Go ahead and make a survival check.
Tower or open?
In the tower.
Okay, on the house.
Okay. So you fashion a knot, and you bind his hands, and you leave a length of rope out so that you can tow him around. How much length of rope do you want to sacrifice for this endeavor?
Oh, I'm using, I'd say about 25 feet.
25 feet? All right.
Yeah, I'll cut it in half.
In that case, go ahead and edit your character sheet so that you only have 25 feet of rope.
I mean, it just says rope. It doesn't say how long it is.
Yeah, so you should be able to click right on the line and type whatever you want. So you can put a little parentheses and just say 25 feet.
Yeah, good enough.
And
Okay.
that'll just help keep track. Since we're being so precious with the scarce resources you have.
Yes. And I'll end my turn.
Okay. Give me just a second. I need to disable something. I have a little program that I just installed that changes the temperature of your monitor for like eye strain reduction, and I forgot to disable it. So like my whole monitor was turning a deep red, and I'm like, geez, things are getting dark in this dungeon. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Just
Okay.
'cause you punched a small child twice in the face does not mean it's getting dark.
Oh my God.
Yagvin,
I will
it is
have my
your turn.
Echo move 2 squares toward the northern direction from Bright. So we'll step through the wall.
Something like that.
Yes. Does it need to make the save?
Okay. So it starts floating through, and once it reaches right about here, it crosses through, and it seems to be unaffected.
Okay. I'll look back to Marlon. I need to help the other ones so they aren't by themselves, and I teleport with the echo.
Okay. You teleport with the echo.
Hey, Yagvin's ghost. Oh, hey, it's real Yagvin.
You
Yeah.
appear on the other side, and the stone-faced bureaucrat, he says, "Oh ho ho! Another smart, very talented titanium golem. Yes."
You know what? He's fine. He didn't say I was Electrum. You know what? I like that guy. I like him.
But he's been telling nothing but lies.
Would you be so kind, sir, to allow yourself to pass through so your friends can join you?
We'll step
You step further
another
down.
Hey, Yagvin, look. There's a lot of spiky things over there.
There sure is.
It is extremely dark in this hallway, and your fire-lit sword is the only source of light after the sharp shadow of the wall cuts off right there on that diagonal. And you heard the description earlier. If you want me to read it again, I will. But it's basically a
fine.
humongous barrier composed of wood, of all sorts and varieties.
Yeah.
It stands from floor to ceiling. It's just a humongous pile of stuff, just all wooden objects.
I'll look to to Brett and I'll say it looks like you got another one to work on, and I'll
Oh,
just kind
yeah.
of post guard in the hallway, waiting for everybody to come past. I will hold an action if this place is weird. If something pops out in front of me, I will attack it. But
You're gonna ready an action.
yes, and that will be my turn.
Okay. I have so many windows open right now, it's ridiculous. I really wish I had an
Oh,
extra monitor.
goodness.
The play space from my DM view is like 1/5 of the width of
Fraction.
my monitor, and then on one side I've got this giant combat tracker that I cannot shrink, and then on
Yeah,
the
that
other
doesn't-
side
it doesn't
I've
sound fun.
and then I have like 15 windows stacked on top of each other on the right hand side.
Goodness gracious.
It is so fun. I love it. I just wish I had another monitor so I could really stretch this thing out and just like have my space back.
It's very
Oh.
helpful. Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay. Give me just a moment, guys. I'm just double
I
checking.
did want to step a square forward just so that doesn't get retconned.
Pardon?
I wanted to move a step forward in front of Bright.
Oh, okay.
Oh, did it not? Oh, there.
Yeah, there we go. I'm good now.
Okay. Give me just a second. I just want to do something real quick. Just trying to read up on something real quick. Okay. Marlon, I'm going to cancel your movement for a moment. Actually, no. I'll allow it. However,
Well, if it's not my turn, you don't have to do it yet.
I do need
It's
to
fine.
interject something. Marlon, yeah, you will start walking forward, and as you do, something awful happens.
Alrighty then.
Edvard Thar, in front of you, you see Marlon. He's got his back to you. He starts moving forward, and there is a sudden movement immediately to your right. I imagine you're just getting done tying up Frick the Kobold when, without any warning whatsoever, this old man lurches upward, and the ropes snap off of him, and now he is standing quite suddenly and with dire purpose. and he is immediately going to scrabble up from the prone position and try to tackle you to the ground. And he's reaching out with a distended jaw and vicious claws. His whole body. Let me read this flavor text. With a sudden violent lurching and a fruitless hiss from punctured lungs, the thing that was once a man instantly snaps into a standing position. Its eyes are glassy and hardened into cataracts. Its pallid flesh is clearly rotting away from its hideous frame, and its clawed hands and grinding jaws are already leaning out to swipe at you. I had to make a strength check to see if he would break his bonds, and he rolled a natural 17 for a total of 20. And the DC to break the bonds was 17. So on the first try, I'm sorry guys, but he broke the bonds, and this ghoul stands up, and it immediately attacks Edvarthar.
Could have used the chains and lock.
Well, he would have broken the chains too, because that's a 20. Yeah.
He's strong.
So he's going to reach out with claws, and he's going to try to swipe at you. So here we go. Here's an attack.
I can think it.
All right, that's a hit. You're going to take some damage as these diseased claws scratch across your tough hide. And then I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. And you can make that one out in the open.
Boy.
Yeah, it's getting hot. It's getting hot here.
Oh, it's good. It's good.
Okay. And that is the end of this creature's turn. Marlin, you start stepping forward, and you realize there is some sort of activity behind you, and the stone-faced bureaucrat says, "You see, more people are piling up to pass through! Yes, step forward! I don't mind if you step on me as you go!"
They're dying to get
But
in.
behind you, there's like this... and this hideous screeching and just this flagrant hissing is emanating from right behind you as combat commences.
He will spin around to see what the noise is, and he will immediately recognize what this thing was. Well, what it was anyway.
Absolutely.
And he will hold up a left hand, tap his staff on the ground, and use 3 of its magic missiles.
Okay.
I'll mark them off before I actually do them. There we go. And that's 1. That's 2. And that is 3. Not very good.
All right. Yeah, they're sure hits. They're surefire hits, but you don't always get control over exactly where they land. So I feel like you've kind of obliterated a finger and a toe and smacked him in the center of the back.
Yep.
This creature doesn't even recognize the fact that it's taken some damage. It's just like, but it's got its attention focused on Edvarth.
All right. That will, let me see. Hang on, 1 action. Yep, that will be his turn. He will stop where he's at and not continue on his southerly journey.
All right. In Marlin, it is quite cold where you're standing.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the stone-faced bureaucrat just continues shouting and hollering, "Do not waste time flicking about your staff and magic wand, sir! Please, step through!" It seems like he's on this ridiculous little loop.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, Bright, what do you do next?
There's shenanigans afoot.
Shenanigans indeed.
Okay. So ahead is the creepy thing. How dare it break my delightful silk rope?
At least you have some more of it. You didn't
I
use up
do.
the whole thing. But it got lucky. It got really lucky, because that's a hard rope to break.
The what I would like to do is let's see. not having a good time. So I think that I will use my first offensive spell of the day.
All right.
I want to try and do dissonant whispers at it.
Are you within range?
Yes. 60 feet.
And what does dissonant
40.
whispers do?
We have here. Doot, doot, doot. You whisper a discordant melody that only one creature of your choice within range can hear, racking it with terrible pain. So it's going to make a wisdom saving throw, which will automatically do, I think, once I click the thing.
Okay.
Ha! He failed.
Give me just a second. Okay, yeah, you failed.
Okay. So he's going to take 3d6 psychic damage first,
Go ahead and roll that.
which it's alright.
Mm-hmm.
And then, on a failed save, it takes 3d6 psychic damage and must immediately use its reaction, if available, to move as far as its speed allows away from me.
Away from you? Okay.
Yes.
So
So
you utter
Creature
this.
doesn't move into an obviously dangerous ground. Oh,
Gotcha.
okay.
So you utter this dissonant whisper, and it seems
There you
this supernaturally disturbs this undead horror. It immediately scoots aside and runs.
I believe that provokes attack of opportunity
15,
as
20,
well.
25, 30. It runs all the way down the hallway.
It does it provoke
It's
an
not
attack
Does
of
it?
opportunity?
Or it doesn't count because I kind of made him move.
It's not
Or-
force though. They
Also,
This
took
is not the
wouldn't-
same
reaction
thing
to
as a
move.
shove. It has to. It uses its
Oh.
reaction to move. So
I
I will grant an attack of opportunity from Edvard Thar if you wish.
Oh yes.
All right.
Give him the old smackaroony.
Hit him with the French.
So you swing, and the stench from this creature is overwhelming, and you roll a natural 1. So that's a critical fail.
Oh,
I was gonna implement critical hits and critical fail like actions and activities and stuff, but I changed my mind. We're not gonna do all that because there's already enough going on. So I don't want to slow it down anymore. I like the action just flowing. It's just an automatic miss. So yeah, he slips by in this frenzied state. He just runs, but like as he runs, his head turns towards you, Edvard Thar, and his jaw is just subconsciously clench, 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 like he's biting towards you while he's running away. You can't even detect a single emotion from this thing. It's utterly soulless. Bright, I think you still might have some remaining action. You used a spell. What else have you got?
that was an action. Yes. I have the chain in my hands, and what I would like to do, since I know that these dragon heads tend to come down, I want to utilize the sconces to my advantage by keeping the dragon head open by attaching the chain to the sconce and then wrapping it around the dragon head, and then using a lock to keep the chains together, basically. So kind of forming like a loop over the dragon's mouth, like upper jaw, to keep it open.
Okay.
But
that's
a lot.
Yeah,
So
it's a little more complicated than just pushing a button on a magic rod. So what I want to say is I want you to determine what skill you want to roll as a part of this activity. And based on how well you do, it'll either be 1 action or it'll be 2 actions, which means you'll have to complete it on your next turn by spending an action. But if you roll well, then you'll be able to do it nice and quick.
I think. Let's see. Handling chains and stuff. I want to say that is something that's wisdom based, so I'll do survival. And I'll use my inspiration on it,
Okay.
so might as well give it a go.
All right. So you start installing this this contraption that's gonna lock the jaw open. From your experience, it seems like the jaw closes from the bottom up. So you find some sort of creative way to. Yes, the ghoul starts playing creepy backwater country music on a speaker system. Can you hear the banjos? You find a way to wedge the chain into the space where the mouth is, and like right where the jaw hinge is, way like towards the back of the mouth opening, and then you sort of wrap it upwards and around the horns, and then back down, and you essentially manage to install this thing with this one action. So you're good now, and then on your next turn you can try to put your hand in and maybe activate this thing.
Cool. So I will just use my movement to mount as usual.
That's what she said.
Let's see. Oh no, I accidentally closed it. Herpaderp. There we go. Mount the dragon head.
Okay.
And yeah. Just wave to my friends. Come on down. There's a lot of spikes over here.
All right, before we get on to the next turn, I did want to mention that it's kind of right around break time. Do you guys want to take a quick break, or are we good to keep rolling?
I'm pretty okay.
I'm okay.
I'm fine.
I've pretty much been taking breaks in between my turns.
Gotcha. Okay, then it sounds like we're going to keep on rolling, which is great, because I love this fucking game so much. Edvard Thar, you just got swiped at by this ghoulish monster. What happens next? Oh, yeah, that thing is like howling, like it runs, and as soon as it like gets to where it's standing now, it sort of like trips and falls to the ground, and then wheels around and stands right back up with a ferocity, and it looks right back at you, Edvard Thar. Edvard, in this moment, you notice that Frack, the kobold, is standing right around the corner, way up there to the north.
Yeah, and I promised Reggie, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to use my bonus action to do Fighting Spirit. Give myself advantage and give myself 5 temporary hit points. Then I'm going to come up here to block him. And whenever you're ready.
All right, so
Wait,
you
Lumi?
come rushing around the corner, just clunk, 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 just this stomping, fierce, freaking Loxodon. Yes, you get into position. You interpose yourself between the ghoul and the tasty snack around the corner, and then what happens next?
Hellfire Katana.
All right, so you take a swipe, and that is a hit. Go ahead and roll for damage. All right, so you, wow. Tell you what, describe your kill.
Hey.
Oh, well, since I kill, I'm gonna, and I did end up behind him. As I'm running past him, I slice through, and then I make that stop right in front of him, like anime style, and then he gets sliced in half just a second later after I sheath my sword.
Nothing personal, kid.
And if I still had my bonus action, I would make my cloak bellow.
Awesome. The Cloak of Bellowing emits a fierce and loud bellow as the ghoulish horror slides apart like we're watching Fist of the North Star, and the body, like just a little psss, just like a trail of dark blood just and bile just oozes out in a little jet, and he falls to the ground in 2 pieces. And you hear a voice that says,
That one didn't do anything for me.
That's it. You're going to the wall. Just as a precaution for my extra attack, I'm going to use it to stab his head.
"Oh, okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll with advantage. You already got advantage, so yeah, just knock it out. Close enough. So, yeah, you skewer this soft, almost gelatinous head effortlessly, and you destroy the brain, so to speak.
And I end my turn.
Okay. Frack, he's watching, and he's just utterly terrified by you. You are such a man of action and violence that he doesn't know exactly how to process this right now, but he's just watching in shock and horror. Kobold Frick snoozing on the job as usual. And Yogvin, it is your turn.
I will take a step back just so I can keep an eye on everybody after hearing some very interesting sounds.
Yeah.
Marlon, is everything okay over there?
Yeah. Yeah, just keep going. We'll catch up.
There's a wall here. I don't want to do something and have, another triggered effect, so I'm going to wait for you guys.
All right.
I will, as a action, once again, just hold it in case something runs at me from the spikes or out of the floor, out of the ceiling, and that will be my turn.
Sorry, can you say that last part again?
The floor, the ceiling, the wall, anything?
Are you perceiving?
No, I was holding an action in case something runs at me.
Gotcha.
Like,
okay, yeah,
phasing through a wall, a ceiling, or anything of the sort.
I gotcha. Yeah, no problem. All right. In that case, Marlon, you watch Edvard Thar do what he seems to do best, which is mercilessly destroy awful creatures of undeath. And behind you, the stone-faced bureaucrat bickers, and he says,
All right, there's enough of the show. Now come on, there's people lining up outside.
All right, I'm coming already.
Step through.
All right, Marlon. So, do you step right on this guy's face?
I don't think you can step over him, but, yeah.
Okay, yeah, you step on him. And at this point, Marlon, I will ask you to make a wisdom saving throw in the tower. All right. Marlon, as you step into this square, you seem to pass through some sort of barrier. You can tell that there's something here, and I will let you know that you rolled exceptionally well. It is frigid here. It is ice cold. But as soon as you step through the barrier, the feeling of coldness immediately dims and fades to basically room temperature. Like it's not cold at all anymore, and there's no wind blowing, and you recognize this to be some sort of illusionary magic.
That was a good try. It looked real.
Indeed it did, and as you glance...
He'll yell back, It's just an illusion. Keep coming.
Yeah, as you glance back, you'll see that the whole entire atmospheric oddity here is completely insubstantial, and you can see right through it with much more clarity now,
Okay.
including the snow.
All right.
Well done, well done. Now just a couple more. Please step through, sir.
And he seems to be addressing the echo. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25,
The echo just
30.
looks dead face at it.
Yeah.
Oh, I could do this
Face
all
to
day.
face.
I don't have to blink, sir, and apparently neither do you. So please, just step through and save us some time.
All right. All right, Bright. It is your turn, and you have fashioned this little contraption here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So inside is the usual lever.
You peer through. It's really dark in there. It's kind of hard to see. And now there's... Oh, you have dark vision. So yes, you can see the lever in the back. There is a very familiar looking lever that you can reach in there and grab and twist, perhaps.
So I want to ask if I could use the kind of gusty part of my prestidigitation, like the one that just blows wind, in order to make this lever move so I don't have to shove my arm through it.
Did you say break wind? What?
Break wind!
You can try. However, you don't believe it's going to work very well at all. The lever is hard. In the past, it's been very hard to twist, and you think that
Okay.
prestidigitation might not have enough oomph.
Okay.
But you can
Then I'll
you
just
can
shove my
try
arm in
if
it.
you want to try an Arcana check or something. I'm not going to tell you what skill to roll, but you know, are you just going to do it the old-fashioned way?
She's done this at least, 2 times now?
Yeah.
So if she's felt that the lever is too hard, then probably not.
Okay.
So I'll just shove my arm in it. I'm gonna put all of my trust in my trusty chain and lock.
I hear you. In that case,
Um,
are you
yeah.
going to go ahead and reach in and twist it?
Yep, I'll use my action to just turn and reach and twist.
All right. I'm just going to double check something here real quick. All right. So
And use an arm.
once you grab and start twisting this thing, you immediately sense motion from the dragon statue, and the mouth tries to close,
Mhm.
and it catches on your chain, and then it opens back up, and it seems like maybe it's going to try again. You would not have noticed this sort of movement from the immovable rod, but it seems
Yeah.
like it tries to bite every turn. And when you twist this thing, you realize that once again, it's going to take more than one twist in order to activate this one.
Mhm.
So you still have a bonus action.
From here, can I look over to the side where all the spikes are? And do I see, like, if there's anything, like, out of place? Or, well, I guess not out of place, but it looks like it's boarding something up, right? From the last description?
Yes. Out of place is the right word, because everything
Okay.
down there is out of place. It's just a humongous, absurdly messy, large pile of wooden objects from floor to ceiling. It's like a barricade has been constructed, and then they also piled up a whole bunch of wooden junk all around it. It doesn't look like there's any gaps where you could squeeze over, under, around. It also does not appear to have a door.
Okay, so, but it just looks like it's barricading something.
Yes.
So, I guess I'll look over to Yavin and Marlin in the usual position of shoving my hand in a dragon's mouth, and just be like, that wall over there is not as scary as the one that's coming up behind us, but I think I mean, it looks like wood. Maybe we could burn it down and see what's up, because that doesn't seem right. And that's my turn.
Okay.
If only we had an alchemist fire.
Edvard Thar,
Only.
another successful kill, my friend. And from
Which
way
I-
down the hallway, you hear a voice beckon, "You there! Stop staring at me and walk! You Tin Man, you! Go on then! There's people lining up behind you! Step through! You did it once before, what's stopping you now?"
Right. I'm going to look at Frack.
Frack is watching you very closely from around the corner. He looks terrified.
Maybe this should be performance skill, but I'm going to try and be as not as intimidating as possible.
The opposite of intimidation?
Yes.
Hmm.
And I'm
There
going
is
to point
magic?
at him and then point down to the rest of the group
Mm-hmm.
to try and get him to go that way.
Okay. What kind of skill would you like to use to try to influence this creature?
I said opposite of intimidation, so let's not use that.
No! I mean, that might work, you know. I think you got him good and scared, you know. You might want to play bad cop. Who knows? I'm not telling you what to do.
We want to be scared of an 8-foot elephant person.
With a burning blade.
It only looks like it's burning.
Who just anime killed a
Right?
ghoul.
This
Oh.
man just destroyed
Animal
the thing.
handling?
You're calling my friend an animal?
Wow.
You're calling
Yeah.
the party squire an animal?
Hello.
So wait,
He's
if
a
we-
nice
if we-
one.
You're a good boy.
If we
You're a
talk
good boy.
to you, instead of persuasion, do we make animal checks for Edvard?
I mean,
You
talk
could
about
end
the
up like-
pot calling the kettle black, am I right?
I know.
Yeah, we're gonna do this in the tower.
Absolutely we are.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Tell me exactly what you do.
Just calmly point at him, then do the little 2 fingers walking motion, and then point to the south
Okay.
towards the group.
Now, what does Frack see?
Frack sees Edvard raise up his meaty paw, giant Loxodon hand, and just point at him. And he his eyes widen like, oh shit. But then Edvard changes the point to the little stick figure man walking, you know, little 2 fingers, and then he points down the
Hello, my
hallway.
darling. Hello, my baby. Hello.
So Frack, correctly determining what the hell is going on here. Actually, you know what? I'm actually gonna have him make I'm gonna have him make a little roll here. I'm gonna give him an intelligence check to see if he comprehends this gesture,
He
because
has a 20 intelligence, right? He's on the same level as Marlin. Oh,
that's a -1,
pretty
but
good though.
yeah, he gets it. He ain't no spring chicken. He's a spring kobold. So he cautiously steps forward and starts walking. And as he does so, he holds out his tiny little kobold hand, and he makes the same finger walking gesture. And he's interposing this little wiggling fingers thing in between himself and Edvard, as if to holding up the cross fingers, like, back Satan, back, you know, just wiggling the fingers and continuing to point them at Edvard as he goes.
Oh my gosh.
And then he rushes down towards Frick. He's he kneels down.
Loots his body.
Lose his body.
He takes the knife from Frick. Did you already take the knife?
I already
Okay.
took the knife.
Okay, so he's looking for the knife. He doesn't see it, and then he just stays there for a moment.
Maybe he takes the necklace.
I'm going to use my
Maybe he takes
movement
his head.
to go back to where I was. And then since nobody took it out of the party sheet, I'm going to assume that I still have it. The 1 potion of healing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to force Frick to drink it.
Okay.
And then I want to hand the rope to Frack, the lead rope.
Let's see here. Did I have the foresight to set up an action on my character sheet, the dungeon character sheet, for a potion of healing? Was I that smart? I certainly was not.
You need one because I have one.
Actually, I got a little something I can give him. I'll just give him that. Yeah, he wakes up. And he's battered. He's bruised. He's got a big old black eye. He's missing some teeth. His nose is kind of broken. But he is awake. And he's not struggling. He's groggy. He's like...
He also tied.
Yes, his hands are tied behind his back, and
he's on a little
Frack
leash.
Frack is holding the other end of the leash.
You hand it to him? Do you hand the leash to him?
I hand the leash of Frack to Frick. Wait, no, Frick to Frack.
I'm sorry. That's too funny. Okay. I know what you wanted to say.
The leash that is tied around Frick, I hand to Frack.
Got it. I don't know why you didn't just say that.
In me fail English? That's impossible.
Gosh.
Do you speak common, Edvard?
It's not my first language.
I keep on messing up the camera. I'm trying to give like zoomed in shots, but you guys move around so much that
And
We were kind of split up for a while too.
oh right. Yeah, there's a lot going
I
on.
know, right?
that will end my turn.
Okay. Frack takes this little leash, and he looks down at Frick. Frick, his eyes are basically shut because they're swollen up. He can barely even tell what the hell's going on. He's sort of like pulling his arms at the rope. He does not seem to be capable of escape at the moment. And Frack looks up at Edvard Thar and just has... It's like this weird wave of emotions cross his face. But since he's a kobold, it's not entirely understood what he's thinking. Unless you want to give me an insight check in the tower.
Yeah. I feel pretty confident about insight.
Frank is a free kobold now.
His kobold face is indecipherable, but he seems confused, perhaps. But also intrigued. Beyond that, I can't really give you anything. You rolled a natural one.
That's what happens when you have disadvantage.
I'm sorry. Shouldn't have breathed so deeply of the ghoul stench. Yagvin?
Seeing that Edvard's now on, his way to come here, I will summon my echo 15 feet in front of me.
Summon 15
So
feet.
maybe the stone face
Right there?
guy will stop bitching at him now. Yeah, that's correct.
That's right!
Now-
That's right! You've done the right thing! Now you, sir! And your little doggies, please step through!
Your dogs.
I will have the echo make his way up to the spikes as well.
The echo floats up towards the spikes. Right about there?
One square forward if he can.
Okay. He floats a little bit further. Nothing seems to happen. It's
And,
utterly silent. Nothing seems to be moving. This whole hallway is completely barren of any objects or debris up until this point here, where there's just this sudden pile of junk.
To switch my arm to the echo and hold the sword next to the wood to make sure that it burns.
I'm sorry, could you say that again?
I would like my sword to transfer from me to my echo to see and hold it up to the wood to see if it burns. Like if it's wet wood, as if it's not flammable, or
Will you make an attack?
I will.
Alright. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Sure.
Stand
Does
by.
an 18 do it?
Yeah, it will. It pierces through, and what I'm actually going to do here is I'm actually going to do this.
Okay.
Kaboom.
And
And
then you
go
just
ahead.
want me to drag the damage to it?
Yeah, go ahead and drag damage onto this thing. All right. So your sword, it materializes in your echo square. Your echo swipes and just cuts through, and some of it catches just a little bit on fire. This is a humongous endeavor. It's going to take a while, but you could conceivably break this son of a bitch down.
Okay. And I will step 5 feet forward so my echo does not disappear.
Very wise.
And that will be my turn.
Okay. Let's see here. All right, Marlin, it is your turn, my friend.
Well, he's gonna mosey down the hallway, and as he gets up here, he's probably gonna see this thing smoldering or lit on fire.
Yes.
So he will do his part and try to help. Oops. My dice went into oblivion. Where did it go?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Oh gosh.
So, that was a firebolt. So, how could this possibly go awry? What happened for you to roll a natural 1? I'm so sorry, but through some circumstance.
Disadvantage.
Yeah. No.
Disadvantage.
So that
That's
that
what
must be the
happened.
case.
Because I rolled a 20.
You're still sickened. You're still sickened by that awful
You
stench.
jackleg.
And it's still, it takes a minute to recover from just the putrid, rotting stench, and it fumbled up your concentration. You were
Yep.
not able to effectively cast.
Alrighty then.
The stone-faced bureaucrat. He says,
Well, do not dawdle there, sir. Please take your pets and step through.
and I'm just gonna tick something here, and then Bright, it's your turn.
Hello. Yes. I'm gonna turn the thing.
Okay, you turn the thing.
Well, I
Great
used an arm
turn.
to take
Very
bets.
imaginative and creative.
I have a little squeaky toy, guys. That's me turning the wheel.
Honk.
Honk.
For those who know.
I will do that.
Awesome.
I will turn the wheel, and that'll be my action. I see them burning the stuff over there, Yavin, right?
Yes.
Okay. And then ahead of me, I see Edvard and the others through the mist.
Yes. And it's really, you don't really see the mist. The mist is utterly insubstantial to you. So you can see
Okay.
them pretty clearly.
Wonderful. Yeah, I'm just gonna wave from the dragon statue. Edvard! Friggin' frag! Come on down!
Yes, please. Your friends, they need you. Step through, sir.
I
don't wanna.
don't wanna.
Will that be all for your turn? Is there anything else you want to do?
Did the turning finish the little opening yet?
I'm afraid not. You still have a little ways to go.
Okay. Alright. With my other hand, I want to reach into my bag and pull out a little. I have alchemist fire in my bag. I want to pull that out with my other hand. So freehand. I'll pull that out, but I'm not gonna be able to use it. I just want to have it out.
I err on the side of not allowing that, because you're kind of
Oh.
if you're on the dragon statue, you're kind of using one hand to like stay mounted. Screw it. You can do it. I changed my mind. I'm allowed to do that.
Okay.
Is there anything else that you want to do?
No, I just want to keep one hand with the flask and one hand to keep on trying to turn this wheel around.
Gotcha.
And I'll turn over to Yakvin since he's closest to me and be like, wave this flask around in my hand. I was like, here, Yakvin, try this.
Drink it?
No, don't drink it. The wall, silly.
Drink the wall.
Bright, at the end of your turn, the dragon statue bites down again, and this time I rolled a 21. So it snaps through. It snaps through your chain. It bites down and it's like clunk, 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 clink, and it slams shut, and you receive 1 point of bludgeoning damage, and you are now restrained.
Okay.
By this thing. It clamps down, and it does not open back up, so it bites down into your arm.
Wonderful.
And now you're really like oddly like ricketing on the verge of falling over because you've got alchemist fire in one hand, and your arm is shoved all the way down this dragon statue's mouth on the other arm. Oh, and you're doing all this like on top of the dragon statue. And you're leaning over to get this accomplished, and now you're stuck in place. So this is a pretty precarious moment, actually.
She's just got like the thigh grip of a wrestler just on this goddamn thing.
Gotta refrain from making that joke.
Yes, you will.
Firmly grasp it.
Squeaker,
Firmly grasp.
Squeaker, squeaker.
I'm sorry, it keeps on going through the
At that moment, I would like the group to make I want Marlin and Yagvin Brebalm to make a perception check in the tower.
What if I just deny that?
Processing.
You can refuse if you wish.
don't wanna.
All right.
Don't want to perceive
What I
it.
don't know is probably for the better.
Yagvin, you feel confident that that this wooden wall is going to be no match for you. You know, you've got this burning sword, and everything's pretty much going to be under control here.
Wood.
Marlin, you sort of taking in the scene, trying to recover and maybe cast a spell again, but you notice out of the corner of your eye an odd glimmer up on the ceiling, as a droplet of something, actually not a droplet, but like a globule of something, falls from the ceiling right through Yagvin's echo, right through his little echo, and then another one, and then another one, until it sort of looks like it's raining? ? And then all of a sudden, without warning, well, maybe a little bit of warning, but a huge blob sort of thing. Oh, come on, you.
Is it a cube? Yes! I'm like, it's a cube!
A huge blob lands. A huge, like, jello cube lands on the Echo Square, and the Echo is immediately destroyed.
Rip the Yagvin's toast.
Yes.
You served me well.
He served you well, but he is no more, having been absorbed by the goop.
He's in fact dead.
And this thing silently slides forward. Yes, and it squeaks, and it leaves a slimy trail behind it. And it is at that moment, Marlin, that you realize that this hallway is unnaturally clean. There is no dust, there is no debris whatsoever except for the huge pile of junk splayed up against this wall here, but there's no splinter of wood, no speck of dust across this entire hallway otherwise. And then
Now I see this, huh?
Yes.
Hmm.
Ow.
Well played.
Well, you rolled pretty well on the perception check here.
But I didn't get one before when I came to the hallway. I
Let me-
see how you're playing
Yeah,
this.
let
Let
me
me
I
jump
see how
back
you're
here.
playing it.
Did you perceive your environment? I'm just checking back, looking for that perception check. I saw you cast a firebolt. Let's see.
I meant when I very first came down the hallway after walking through the guy's winter.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
No.
It would take special notice to recognize
Okay.
the
All right.
uncleanliness of this chamber.
The cleanliness of
So
the
I will
chamber.
pass the gloop
Snap.
cube's turn, and it is now
The
Edvard
gloop
Thar.
cube. Okay. Okay. It's actually just Nickelodeon slime.
Gloop cube. Yeah, it's bright
Oh, it
lime
is,
green.
right?
There's
The slime.
orange baseball hats floating around inside.
Oh my gosh.
Edvard Thar, will you make this stone-faced bureaucrat shut up?
Please step through. You can bring your pets along, sir.
Shut up. Did I see the dragon statue clomp down on Bright's hand?
I don't think so. I think you
Okay.
were attentive to the kobolds, and Bright is way down there, and from your point of view, it's still a swirling, thick fog of mist and snow. So I'm going to say
Okay.
no to that question.
Then I'm going to do what I was going to do before that happened. I'm going to point at Brack again in the same kind of gesture as before, and then point at Frick, and then do the 2-finger walking motion, and then point south again, and then I'll take my movement.
Okay. And as you start going, Frack holds up his fingers and just waggles them in front of your trunk. Just tiny little kobold fingers, just waggle, waggle, waggle. And
I nod approvingly.
I
And as
want. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
And as is it gonna interrupt my movement?
No. I was just gonna say I wanted to say hello to the Raiders from Agora's Quest. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. I am getting an ad right now in Twitch. Love this game. So after the ad
You said you were gonna run an ad.
No. No, I'm receiving an ad.
Yeah.
I am.
Because I'm
Oh, hi,
currently
Raiders. Enjoy this ad. Thank you.
I'm currently not subscribed, so I get ads. I don't know what the rules
Yeah.
are, but I
Yeah.
do need to resub at some point. Not today, but maybe tomorrow. It's been. Oh, I'll do it on payday.
There you go.
And I think everybody else should too. Do it as soon as I possibly can.
Use those Prime subs.
Use those Prime subs. Oh, that reminds me, I should get Amazon Prime again.
Oh my
Dude,
goodness.
it's worth it.
Oh my gosh.
Is it though? Is it though?
I
It's
love
just an invitation to buy stuff.
Yeah.
I'm trying to save my money. Okay, you're walking.
Yeah, as I step onto his face, as I pass over his face, I'm gonna let out a fart, and then I'm. Then
Welcome
I'll
to
keep
Praetor's
on.
Rejects, ladies and gentlemen. We fart on this channel. We say the F-bombs.
Normalize farting.
Okay, Edvard, as you walk through, the face is beseeching. Yes, please, yes. It's all right. You can let it all out. I have no nose. Please step through. And as you walk past this stone-faced bureaucrat, you can sense a barrier of some kind that you pass through, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw. Okay. Wow, everybody passed. Well done. So you
Except for the kobolds.
step through, and it feels very cold, but on the other side, it suddenly fades away. It's like there was no snowstorm at all, and nothing bad happens. You know, and suddenly it's like room temperature, and you kind of glance behind you, and the whole foggy, snowy facade, it's completely insubstantial. And the face. Oh, you continue walking. And the face.
Thank you for the sound effect.
Oh my gosh.
The cloak of billowing.
You immediately see an enormous gelatinous cube. 10 feet by 10 feet by 10 feet. This jiggling sky blue gloopy cube is sliding forth ever so slowly and quietly.
I'm going to use my bonus action to try to shove it 15 feet backwards.
Okay.
It's a very strong cube.
That was a success. So you were not able to shove him. This cube, actually, what you see is like on the face of the cube, it like bends inward, like a big huge invisible sphere is pushing against it. But then it just kind of bounces back, and it's still cube shaped, and it doesn't move, except it is sliding forward. So you can try again later.
Yep, that will end my turn.
And the stone-faced bureaucrat says, "Come along now! Come along now, little doggies! Come along now! Step through, if you would!"
Doggies.
And so, the kobold Frack, he takes his fingers and he waggles them in front of Frick, who is still laying on the ground, basically motionless. He's just like groggy. He's trying to wake up, and the kobold Frack starts speaking in Draconic.
Just know, if you kill Frack, we riot.
And I mean, I won't kill Frack. Someone's gonna kill Frack, but it's not gonna be me. I love Frack.
Frick, he's whatever.
Do you guys love Frack? Do you really?
Yeah, Frack is a homeboy.
Are you gonna prove it somehow? Maybe by spending some precious party resources, like spell slots or something? Anyways.
No.
Or like a healing potion on his brother.
And Frack just waggles his fingers like the walking motion in front of Frick, who still has his eyes closed and can't really see. Yagvin? You have a situation in front of you.
2 squares in front of me.
2 squares in front of you. Okay.
Yes.
There he is.
Speed Echo. He's gonna attack the cube.
All right, let's go. You know what to
Just like
do.
the wall. I do. But will I do it? I will do it.
Will do it. Go ahead and
I will
confirm.
roll
Oh, I
once
forgot
more.
confirmation rolls. Yeah.
Yep.
We should have confirmed those critical fumbles. I forgot about that.
Would you?
Does a 17 confirm?
That's a confirmed crit. So go ahead and use the little crit modifier. Do you know?
Will do.
You remember how to
Yep.
do that? Okay. And then swing away. You take a huge chunk and chomp right through this thing.
Damage.
Yeah, and when you do, it's like your blade sizzles as it slides inside of this cube, and the cube sort of shrinks down just a little bit, like you've destroyed a little bit of its mass, but it still holds its shape, and it's definitely still alive.
Step back to kind of give Bright some cover, having her being stuck in a dragon's mouth.
It's just a flesh wound.
For now.
And
For now.
that will be my turn.
Okay. Marlin, you're right in front of this thing.
Yeah, he's gonna kind of start backpedaling to 15 feet, I think is what I really wanted. Yep, right there.
All right.
He's gonna go, crap. So he's going to cast Firebolt once again.
Okay.
Let's see.
Go ahead and hit the advantage button. That will compensate because I forgot that we should have confirmed the fumble last time.
Okay.
So I'll just give you advantage with this attack. That will negate your poison condition.
All right. So yeah, Firebolt on. I think I have him targeted. Yes, I do.
All right.
I thought that was another one.
It was a close
Oh
one.
my
man.
gosh.
It was a
Yeah.
close one. Well done. So the little hole burns into this thing's goopy, fleshy body. Not even flesh, it's straight up ooze. This is an ooze, ladies and gentlemen. What else happens,
And
Marlon?
that will be his turn this time.
Okay. The voice echoes, "Please, puppies, do not dawdle. Please, step through, step through." It's just so loud and annoying. He's got a very loud and annoying voice. Kind of like me.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
we know about the stone face guy. It's been pretty obvious for a while.
He's just doing his thing, man.
Yeah. Love him or hate him.
All right, Bright. What happens next as you balance so many situations at once?
I'm like, oh, what a shiny jelly.
It's not particularly painful, this clamping bite, but it is annoying because it's kind of wrenched you in place. It's got you right at the shoulder.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to pass my alchemist flask over to Edvard, who's here now. Like, hey, welcome on over. There seems to be a shiny jelly down the hall.
Okay.
Don't know exactly what he can do. So I want to pass my little alchemist flask to Edvard, and I want to turn the thing with my hand.
All right, Edvard. So you have a vial of alchemist fire. Bright, you're gonna turn that thing. Could you do me a favor and put an alchemist fire in the party sheet, or is there already some there? Let me check. Maybe there's already
There's
some
a
there.
bunch in there.
You supplied 6 of them. I
Okay.
put the one that I bought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So you just put it right in his hand if he takes it. Will you take it, Edvard?
No.
No.
You drop it on the ground. It explodes.
I was just gonna pass it to
Just pass it to Marley.
Yogvin.
Hot potato.
You'll notice that Yogvin has a sword in one hand and a shield in the other.
Yeah.
Yogvin has a sword
That's why I
as
passed
one
it
hand.
to you.
Yeah.
Fine. I'll
Yogvin's
take
got
it.
his hands full, quite literally.
Fine. Can't do badass katana stuff with one hand.
I wasn't gonna do badass katana stuff. I'm not a one-trick elephant.
If only you had like an extra appendage or something, you know? That could... that's a pipe dream. Alright, Bright, so you twist this thing, and it seems like it may require a little bit more twisting and turning. It's not done yet. It has not activated just yet,
Oh,
unfortunately.
there goes another action. Let's see. Nobody here is looking particularly hurt just yet, right?
The cube
Yeah.
is.
What do you
Little-
think?
Besides the cube.
Your arm.
Yeah, you should be able to see the
I keep forgetting.
health
I'm sorry.
conditions.
I'm so used to asking in another game because they don't have anything on.
Oh, really? I mean, I think it's
Yeah.
pretty obvious, so I try to make it as apparent as possible. I don't want to be able to have you guys see the literal hit points, but it's pretty
Oh, yeah.
obvious about what the wound conditions are.
Yeah, it's fine. I just do it out of habit because of that other one I played. So let me see. Yeah, as a bonus action, I don't think I can do too much at this very moment.
Okay. Bright.
But,
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I guess while I'm stuck here, is there anything else besides the little crystal inside of the hand, the clawed hand?
You're examining the contents of the little cage again?
Is it only because I forgot exactly what was in it.
Yeah,
I
no
remember there was
problem.
pink crystal, but I don't remember you describing anything else.
Yeah, no
Is that
problem.
just my memory?
Inside the cage, you can tell that there are several heavy leather pouches that you think are probably full of coin. You also see several tiny little potions. There is a carefully wrapped scroll with a little ribbon on it, and there is a tiny pink crystal sitting on a little pillow.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Yeah, I think that'll be it for me currently. I'm just gonna keep on trying to turn this thing.
All right. Bright, at the end of your turn, the jaws of the dragon statue clamp down just a little bit harder, and you take 1 point of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, wow, man, my
Ooh,
concentration is
thank
working
God
for me.
For bless, jeez.
Yeah. But it's gone after the next round.
Yeah. It's done his
Alright.
job though.
Yeah,
This,
I'm glad for it.
This cube slides forward, and in doing so, it destroys Yogvin's echo. As,
God send Echo. God send.
as it swallows up Yogvin's echo, and Yogvin's echo just dissolves
Just
instantaneously.
looks at me. Just.
And it keeps on moving. It moves right up to you guys. But it does not
Wonderful.
like swing out with anything. It's just slowly but steadily sliding forward, and very silently. It's not making any noises except like a gentle like bubbling, a slurping, like just yeah, that.
Can someone clip that?
Maybe it's just a Roomba.
I can record. I'll do a little ASMR thing on YouTube
Thank
later,
you, thank
like a
you.
little 8-hour sesh, like slurping noises.
Gelatinous cube.
Gelatinous
sound
cube
effects.
sound effects for studying.
Oh my gosh.
We'll call it. Ooze-fi. I don't know. We'll figure something out. We'll work on the name.
We'll work on it. We're working on it.
We're working on the name. Edvard Thar. This thing is getting dangerously close, and it looks like it's not slowing down. Slowly but steadily, it's sliding forward.
Bonus action, telekinetic shove.
Okay. I'm afraid it got a natural
Oh.
20. So once again, this bubbling effect where it's like this invisible sphere pushes into it, and then it flattens back out again. As this thing, and behind it, there's like this slick trail of slime, but it also like it appears to be maybe adhesive. Like it seems like this thing is gripping the surface that it's sitting on, and it's only a 10-foot high ceiling. So it's like from floor to ceiling, cube. And then from side to side, cube. So there's just 5 feet on either side. This is quite intimidating. This huge, slimy cube sliding forward, taking up most of the hallway. This has got to be a little bit stressful for our party. And it's not going anywhere except forward, towards you. So what happens next,
Yeah.
Edvard?
Okay, so Bright, the dragon statue is clomping down on Bright's arm, right?
I think you can tell now. And she might have even said, like, I'm stuck! I mean, I didn't hear her say that, but stands to reason.
There appears to be a situation.
I'm pretty sure Yogvin and Marlin handled the cube.
Yeah, it'll be
So-
fine.
I want to try and pry the jaws up and open, and if I do manage to pry it open, I want to try and hold it open.
Okay. Tell you what. Give me a skill check of some kind. What kind of check do you want to make to try to make that happen?
Athletic.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an athletics check in the tower as you attempt to pry this thing open. So you're still kind of woozy from inhaling that noxious odor, and you just can't seem to find purchase just yet. Plus, you kind of got to wedge your fingers in between where the teeth are clamping into her skin, and it's kind of a tough task because this thing is quite purpose built. It bit right through a set of chains, so it's gonna take another attempt.
Yeah, okay. That will end my turn.
All right. At that moment, you guys, could you give me a perception check? I want Edvard, Thar, and Bright to give me a perception check in the tower. All right, Edvard Thar, I imagine you kind of had to rotate a bit to work on freeing Bright from her predicament. So you're kind of sort of facing the wall to your right. And as you are attempting this, you just kind of notice a weird slickening appear against the wall to your right. And it builds and builds and congeals. And to your shock and horror, a whole nother gelatinous cube emerges.
Oh my god.
And it slides out through the stones itself. Like, it just kind of, like, pours through. And it's not on your squares yet. I'm going to say it's, like, halfway onto yours. It's, like, halfway through. But on the next turn, it's definitely going to engulf both of you.
Well, rip me for real.
And it's disturbingly quiet as it pours forth. There's like the slightest little like bubbling and gurgling as the ooze pierces through all the cracks in the stone wall. The Kobold Frack, because I gotta keep the action rolling. I gotta talk about Kobold Frack for a minute. He like slaps Frick, tries to wake him up. Frick wakes up. And then Frack speaks to him in Draconic. And he holds the waggling fingers right in Frick's face. And then, like, waves towards down the hall towards you guys. And the bureaucrat says, "Come now, wake him up, wake him up. It's time to go. There are people lining up behind you. Step through." Frick does not stand yet. Yagvin? What happens next?
15 feet in front of me.
Which direction?
Directly in front of me. Like
to the left?
My left.
Okay,
Yes.
15 feet. Pause for effect. There he is. What happens next?
I would like to roll a luck roll to see if he is flanking with Marlin, because I believe that's how we were running that.
Go ahead and make a flat d20 check. You can make that out in the open.
Yep. No
Odd.
cigar.
Once again, he's not substantial enough.
Yeah, it's fine. Worth a shot.
Sorry.
I will still attack from his square, but yeah, I will attack.
Wow. Did
that D4 had a mind of its own.
That D4 was like, had little rocket boosters on it.
Man, that D4 is it's working hard.
It's trying so hard to get that top roll. That must have been a dice roller like app
It must
thing.
have been. I got it from Jeff.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you might want to work on the gravity scheme. Yeah. Go ahead and make a damage roll because you hit this sucker. It's almost impossible to miss.
I say impossible. But
You
close.
slice through this thing and burn more of it. And this time, as the sword burns through, there's like little charred chunks of ooze floating around inside. It's like you're actually sort of causing some damage, and this thing is like wobbling and shaking. Yeah. So
Talking like Regulus now. That will be my turn, however.
okay. All right, Marlin. We're getting close here.
Yeah, we are. Another firebolt. May as well.
Sounds good. Okay. Marlin, that's a hit, sir. Please roll damage. So another burnt. Oh, it didn't change. Okay, it didn't change the condition. Just wanted to make sure that damage made it onto the creature. Okay. Yeah. So that's definitely a hit. The damage goes through, and there's like this little black spot now where you seared some of this oozy goop, and it's just floating around inside. You move away without consequence.
And that is his turn.
Okay. The bureaucrat behind you, Marlin, he says,
No, sir, you're going the wrong way. No need to step through now.
Alright, and then it is Bright's turn once again. Bright,
Huzzah!
What happens next?
All my bless is gone.
Yep, a minute has passed, and the blessing fades away.
What I will do... Let's see. Oh, Edvard is opening the dragon's head?
Edvard has his fingers kind of wedged in between the space where the mouth is gripping tightly against your shoulder blade and your shoulder.
See.
He's trying to pry this mouth open off of you so you're no longer restrained. Your hand, all the way in the back of the statue's mouth, is still gripped around that lever.
Mm-hmm. So, what I want to do, I'm going to keep on holding it because I commit.
If nothing else,
But
you commit.
what I will do is, because I like to imagine that she has no idea how much danger she's actually in.
Yeah, it's obvious that another one of these humongous cubes is seeping through the wall, and it soon will envelop. If it's the same size as the other one, it will soon envelop you in its goop.
You know, there's a whole lot of jellies on this side of the wall, and I don't know what's up with that. I think, okay, so I'm going to viciously mock the one to my left, because everybody seems to be really freaked out about it, and she doesn't appreciate how it's freaking out her friends.
Which the one to the left? Gelatinous cube number
Gelatinous
1?
cube 1.
Okay.
Yes.
Right, and vicious mockery. How does that one work? Let's just take a quick look here.
It has to do a save, which I just rolled for, and it failed.
Okay. So it says here, you unleash a string of insults laced with subtle enchantments at a creature you can see within range. If the target can hear you, though it need not understand you. That's a very important phrase. They must succeed on a wizard saving throw, which it did not, so it will take the psychic damage. Go ahead and give that thing some psychic damage.
Give him that raw D4 of damage.
Roll that beautiful D4 footage.
You know, and then it gets disadvantage, but I doubt that's gonna matter.
Okay.
Not attacking.
Gotcha. But I need you to tell me what the vicious string of insults is.
Oh, Lord Jesus, you're gonna be real disappointed.
Does the blight come out of you?
Does the blight? I bet it does. Hold on. Oh my gosh.
You remember back in middle school when gelatinous cubes would beat you up and stuff you in lockers.
You would just
my
say your
gosh.
mom, and they would fold.
You know what? I think that her vicious mockeries will be done in Infernal.
Ooh. Well, then what do you say in Infernal?
So, she's so I don't know if anybody else is gonna be able to understand her, but I think for the first time she's actually quite short and sweet as usual, and she's just kind of real angry at this thing. But I'm telling you now, like, I really have nothing off the top of my head. It's just like,
You sound like a bowl of mac and cheese.
Sound like macaroni in a... Never mind.
Nobody likes Jello.
I'm not good on the spot, but you know.
Zippity zappity zippity zappity. Okay, so you viciously mock with a string of insults in a language none of us, not even the listening audience, can understand, and the gelatinous cube quivers in utter confusion.
Somehow I hurt its feelings.
Because it doesn't understand you and it doesn't have a brain, and yet it has disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Even it's like, damn, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, but I doubt that I'm gonna be around for much longer. I may as well just shout something out. But that was my action, so.
All right. So here's what happens next. This gelatinous cube.
Bye, friends.
It moves directly into the space
So
of
does
Yogman
my
and Britbalm.
Echo get an attack of opportunity?
Yes, it does it? Is that a feature?
I can take attack of opportunities from the Echo Square.
In that case, do it.
Smack it, smack it.
I was hoping for this.
All right, go ahead and roll damage.
Will it do the trick?
Oh,
Yes.
man. So this thing
Just in
it
the
moves to engulf you because it does not need to make attack rolls. It just swallows up things in mass inside of its gelatinous space, and your Echo swings and just like splashes this whole thing, and it splatters to the ground and becomes an insubstantial puddle of goo, a very large puddle of goo, and you're covered in slime, but it doesn't deal you any damage, and it dies.
That was close.
That was very close.
It was almost there.
Oh my goodness. Edvard Thar, you're in a little bit of a pickle, and you're trying here,
Please, slime.
but is she worth it?
Do you like your
That's
arm?
the real question, right?
I
It's like,
believe the DM
Yeah,
just
he's
said that.
questioning
Is
that.
it worth it?
Yeah.
but is
she
it worth it though? You know, this one chick you found in a hole somewhere.
Did that answer your question?
Well, did he pass or not? Because that will answer.
You
I have no idea.
It's
you
worth
bite
trying.
down. You bite down with grit and determination, and you fiercely pull. But this thing is steadfast, and you fail.
Bright,
Been
how
real
badly do you like your arm?
You will
Oh
need
my
to.
god!
Now we're talking.
I was wondering
that
if
hand
you were
axe.
gonna do that.
Throw me
You know-
against the wall, why don't you?
On the music.
Do it.
I
Are you-
mean, I'm
Starts
quite
playing the
attached
Imperial
to it.
March.
I'm
Currently,
quite attached to it, but
for
can you at
now.
least wait until I turn the knob?
I don't think we
She's
have
really
that
committed
long.
to this. She said, "You can cut off my arm, but let me turn the knob at least."
At least let me turn the knob, because I feel like this stuff is kind of important, and I have a bag full of it.
Let
Probably
Yeah,
gonna
me
be in a
do
slime
it.
here in a second.
I mean, the jellies. I don't know what's up with the jellies. Why are you so scared of the jellies?
You know you want to.
Oh,
It's like, you know,
I should have used my inspiration.
I have a.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yeah.
Did you hear the smirk on the DM's face right there? 'Cause
Yes.
No.
Yes, I heard
No.
that. I'm
This
trying to
is
think
not
of what I can.
the first character I would lose a limb with, let me tell you. This would be the
I
second.
can make you a sword arm. It's okay.
Technically, I have 4 arms if you count my wing.
It's
Okay,
true.
so doing the strength check takes my action, right?
Yes.
I mean, he's an ooze, so I'm gonna try and shove him back through the wall where he came from.
Okay. Go ahead and try.
I mean, that makes sense in my head.
Oh, hey. So he fails. So what I will say is that you shove him back enough so that he does not emerge on this turn. He'll have to spend another turn partially emerging. So you bought yourself an extra round. Since he's already up against the wall and he's seeping through, like there's really nowhere to shove what has come out. But you have definitely slowed him down. All right. At that moment, I would like
Another
Marlon
one.
to make a perception check in the tower. And the bureaucrat, the stone-faced bureaucrat behind you, he's yammering on about these puppy dogs. And then he says, "Oh,
Yes, yes, you too. Please, please step through or slide through. Whatever you are.
And the snow starts coalescing in this hallway, and it sort of all starts sliding together into a vaguely cube shape.
No, I did see this.
I said a vaguely cube shape
As he runs away.
A vague cube shape.
as another gelatinous cube forms directly behind Marlin.
It's alright, you have like 70 hit points.
No, that's me.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Wrong guy.
so the kobold frack, he notices this thing and just and he starts running up this way, and he drags the kobold Frick along the ground, and Frick is like tied up, so his arms go back and he falls back to the ground. He was starting to stand up, and now he falls to the ground, and he's just being drugged from behind as the kobold Frack tries to move his brother away from. Wait, is that thing invisible still? Son
It
of a-
is.
How about now? What the
No.
hell?
I mean, the
That's
one by the
on
wall isn't.
The
but-
wall.
Am I clicking the wrong one? I'm clicking the wrong one. I'm so sorry.
So what color pants are frickin' Frack wearing?
If any.
Red and green. In another game, they go by a different name.
Okay.
Mario and Luigi.
Sorry about that.
Hello, icy cube.
I mean, their health is green and red if you look at it.
Okay, Yogvin, it's your turn.
I'm gonna try to pry open the dragon mouth with Edvard. Hopefully freeing Bright.
He
All right.
witnessed that conversation about the arm.
So, only one of you guys can actually make this check at a time, but you can use the
Okay.
aid another action to give advantage. Now, you guys can trade places because Yogvin, you're not sickened. So you could have the main role, and then you could get advantage from Edvard's assistance. That would be
I'm
the best
perfectly okay
way.
with that.
Okay. In that case, Edvard, we'll say that all your effort so far was like part of an aid and other action. So Yogvin, go ahead and make a roll with advantage. What kind of skill do you want to try?
I'll try strength to just pry it open.
Just an attack roll? Is that what you said? You're just gonna slice
No.
her arm off with your flaming sword?
No, that's not what I said.
I'll
Do
give you
want a tower?
advantage because she's restrained.
Again.
You really want this to happen, don't you?
Hey, I'm just
Double
asking.
it.
He turned the knob.
I'm just
Double
asking
advantage
questions,
for the
guys.
aid.
Would you like the strength check in the tower?
Go ahead and in the tower
Yes.
with advantage. Okay. This thing is mighty, clearly, as you struggle and strain. But I think a part of the issue here is you're standing off to one side, so it's not. And Bright is kind of like in the way too. Like her dark hair is like sort of like dangling in front of the whole thing, so it's like covering up the whole dragon head with her hair, and it's just hard to gain purchase. I'm afraid you failed.
I'm afraid we're gonna have to cut off your arm.
Would have been
Again,
faster.
please allow me to turn the knob first.
I
I'm
will
here
keep-
to commit, friends.
I will keep my echo where it is, and that will be my turn, because that was an action, correct?
Yes.
Yes, that'll be my turn.
All right. Marlin, it's your turn. This thing coalesced, but it didn't take it. It's not going to do anything else this turn, so you have an opportunity to run away. And I see your movement there. So,
Yeah, you bet.
Marlin sprints around the corner.
No, does his best hobble.
He does his best hobble, and what happens next?
Hold the door!
Well, he's gonna try to shoot this one with Yep, I guess the same old thing.
Okay.
Let's try. Did I? Yes, I did.
Oh, hey. Wow. You rolled a natural 3.
Yeah.
That's a hit.
All right.
So go ahead and roll
The
your
only way
damage.
you can miss it is if you literally roll a 1.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so that's a awesome amount of damage. That was boxcars on almost boxcars. It was 2 8s. Oh, I thought they were d8s. So close. That's an awesome amount of damage. Are you?
And
Squish, squish, squish.
That's a firebolt, right?
yeah,
Don't you get a little bonus to your
I do
cantrips?
if I do, but it has to be. I think.
How does that work? Potent cantrip.
Yeah.
Your damaging can.
Believe
It's got to be a
Half on
saving throw
cantrip
cantrip.
saves. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right, that would do it.
As if 16 wasn't enough, right?
Right.
So the bureaucrat, he's quiet this turn because he's loudly shouting into the butt of a gelatinous cube.
That's one flat ass.
That's one flat butt, right? How you put them jeans on, gelatinous cube? And at
The
that,
other wall starts to move.
at this time, guys, we're gonna go ahead and hold for the night because it is about midnight over there on the East Coast. We've been playing this game for 3 hours. It is minute 6 and 30 seconds here in the
We
dungeon.
just got raided too.
And we did? We just got raided again? That's so cool.
Yeah, boy. Nice.
Hello, Raiders from Nightheart Gaming. I'm so sorry, but we're about to close the stream up for tonight, but thank you so much for coming in and saying hello. We have a really awesome little game going on here. All sorts of weird stuff happening from turn to turn, and the initiative never stops. As you can see, we're on round 65, and this is a little adventure that I like to call Praetor's Gauntlet, aka a simple 15-minute adventuring day. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and stop for the night. It's getting too late for us to proceed any further for tonight. So we will pick up the action again next week. Next week is going to be the 2nd of September. It's about to be spooky season, ladies and germs. Get your
Unfortunately,
Uggs.
won't be there.
Oh, all right. So we're putting the call out right now.
I messaged you about this earlier.
The first person in the Twitch chat to properly spell Yogvin's last name gets to play him next week. What is it? What is Yogvin's last name? I'm not going to jump over to the portraits.
Attention.
Oh my gosh.
This is only for the true fans out there, you know. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Or
Maybe
you can
Duncan will
send
take
me
my
$20 and that will also work.
We'll call it good.
If
Bribe the DM,
if Duff could just drop my Venmo in the chat.
Hey, DM,
Yes.
I'll give you $20 when you get back to South Carolina.
That's not going to cut it. No, sir. Because if I get you to play Yogvin, I'm going to have to get somebody else to play Edvard. And we just got this whole chain of custody thing going on with PCs.
Oh no.
No, I'll play both. And
You already got to play Yogvin in the previous dungeon, remember? Oh, I guess you don't remember.
We do not.
Huh?
Again, that's a joke for the true fans who really pay attention to the story.
I get it.
All one of them.
All one of
Oh,
them.
one of them.
This guy right here. Me. Ladies and gentlemen, we have lots of awesome content here on Praetor's Rejects, and I hear it through the grapevine that someday soon there will be even more content. A lot of interesting things going on. I'm thinking maybe some tabletop simulator? I don't know. Who knows? Anything could happen in the future. We have the Strixhaven game, a curriculum of chaos that plays on Monday nights, led by DM Esquire. I didn't get to tune in to the session last week because I had some real-world stuff going on. It just absorbed all my time, so I didn't get to watch the session. But last I recall from the session before that, there was some family drama going on in Pepsi's family. They went and visited Pepsi's parents, and she just kind of blew up on them. It was a whole thing. So if you guys want to catch some of that tea, head on over to the Strixhaven sessions that happen on Monday nights. I think it's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, run by DM Esquire. And then I think there is a Saturday game. I think that one is called oh god,
Rise of the Slave
Rise of the
Lords.
Slave
Revenge of the
Lords.
Slave Lords? No,
Right.
I don't.
Rise.
Rise of the Slave
Revenge of the
Lords.
Sith.
Rise against. Isn't it Rise Against the
Rise
Slave
against
Lords?
the Slave Lords.
There it is.
Yes.
We're nothing if not professionals here. I have notes in front of me as I flip random pages.
Yes.
And
You know,
I
we do
don't
our
get
best
to.
around here.
I'm afraid I don't get to watch that game. So you guys should tune in to find out what happens on that show. But I hear there's some sort of rebellion against the slave lords going on. And it's an all-female cast. So is the Strixhaven one. So both very entertaining games. I find that all-female games, they just kind of flow differently. You know, with dudes, it's like, with a bunch of dudes, it's like, oh, they just want to hammer things and swing swords around and be macho. But when it's an all-female cast, it's like they listen to each other and they take each other's advice and considerations. They're very, very friendly and strategic. You know, they're just like a cohesive unit. So that's fun. It's just like seeing the differential between the two. And then, like I said, I think who knows? There may be some other stuff popping up in the future. Maybe a little extra something in September. But we're not 100% sure if that's going to happen or not. In the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we get off for the night. My name is DM Huxley. I want to thank Alex, playing Yogvin, John, playing Edvard, Amai, playing Bright, and Loco1956, and Marlin, because apparently they're two separate individuals.
That's right, don't you forget it.
And of course, I want to thank Duff himself. And we will be back next week on Praetor's Rejects. But for now, goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah, whatever, I don't care.
Bye-bye. Have a
Past
good
my
time.
bedtime. Good night.
Sit, boo boo, sit. Good dog.
Good frick.
Good freak. Oh.
Such thing as a
No good crack.
There's no such thing as a good frick.
That wasn't a copyright infringement.
Was it?
Oh boy.
Sit, Ubu, sit.
Oh, that.
No, I said sit, boo boo, sit. The line is sit, boo boo.
And we're muted. Oh. Uh-oh.